Pretty good, man. I'm excited to be doing this. We've been running some practice races, and now we're down to the real thing. So I'm excited since we can't be doing real racing right now. This is the next best thing. So first of all, I want to give you guys a big shout out for putting this on for us.
You got me now? We have, and these guys put on a heck of a show here. We've gotten a lot of people involved in this, and let's talk about a little bit of who is involved. Tonight, we have some cool sponsors. Third place is being sponsored by Powers Motorsports. They're giving away $30, or I'm sorry, $20 to the third place finisher. $30 is going to runner-up second place, which will be from the Mocha Missile Motorsports, or Mocha Missile Racing, I should say. We're going to give him a chat here in a moment. And then the winner tonight will get 50 smackers, $50 straight from the Whiteley's heavy-duty services. That's going to be the three main sponsors for tonight. And then also we got some pretty cool guys that have done hard charger awards, cleanest racer awards, stuff like that. That's going to be pretty cool. So we got a huge field tonight.
Yeah, we do.
10 cars from qualifying are going to move on, and we're going to thin out our field through heats, through consies, and then a feature race, Ryan.
Yeah, and that's what I'm excited for. They're all out there practicing right now, and then right around 3:00, we're going to do the qualifying, lock in that top 10. Then everybody else is going to have their chance to qualify through the heats, through the consies. And we're doing it this way so everybody at least gets a chance to get out there and participate, be part of the show. And then we're going to whittle it down to the best of the best for the 100-lap feature. And Wes can tell you a little bit more about how the feature is going to work because we have changed some things up here.
All right. And you guys got me here?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I have dialed up here on the phone Casey Feaster. He is the owner of Mocha Missile Racing. He's a front-wheel drive racer has more background on dirt than anything else. But last season, he really got into asphalt racing at New Smyrna Speedway in his number 20. Usually saw a red 20 with the yellow numbers. And we have Casey on the line. Casey, how you doing?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing well, man. We are happy to have you on board. We're happy for the sponsorship. I'm sure whoever finishes second will be happy for that $30. And we want to say thank you. And hopefully you're going to be watching the stream tonight.
Well, I'm honored, and this is my first time doing this, so I'm very excited. This is a wonderful event, especially for us racers who are about to lose our mind. So a great event. Can't wait to watch it and see what's going on, and hopefully whoever gets to finish second get that money.
Absolutely. And Casey, while we got on you real quick, let's go over Mocha Missile Racing. Tell us a little bit about it, how long you've been around, and future plans maybe.
Mocha Missile Racing has been around. I started racing in 06 on asphalt, then went to dirt. Won a championship at Putnam in 07. And then another championship at Volusia Speedway in 2010. So been doing dirt racing for a long time and love it. And then gradually went into doing some, getting involved in road course racing. Next year, as far as the plan is concerned, next year we're going to be going back to asphalt racing, mainly at New Smyrna Speedway and at Citrus County Speedway. So that is the plan moving forward. I've never won on asphalt. I've won over 30 races on dirt racing, and I want to get me a W on asphalt.
Man, that is awesome. And again, Casey, we thank you so much for chipping in. I'm sure whoever finishes second tonight, that $30 will be worth the strain that they're going to go through tonight. And we're going to put on 100 laps, and hopefully we put on a show for you, and you tune in.
Yes, sir. Again, I'm honored. Thank you, and good luck to everyone. I want to give a little shout-out real quick to you guys watch out for David Castello, who's a good friend of mine. He's going to be, hopefully he'll make the show. But again, thank you for the opportunity. I'm honored, and good luck to everybody out there.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, that was Casey Feaster. Casey, with the background of dirt switching over to asphalt, I'm sure Ryan, you guys at New Smyrna, will be more than happy to have him.
We know Casey. He came over a few times last year, and we're excited to hear that he's going to be here more often this year. And Real quick, Wes, if you don't mind, I do have some words from the track themselves that I do want to go over. Um, I've been in contact with Andrew Hart, one of the owners, and he's very optimistic about the 2020 season here once we can get up. And he just has a couple of words that I want to pass along to everybody watching here. Of course, everyone over at New Smyrna is hoping everybody is being safe and doing their part so that we can get back to racing just as soon as possible, make sure everybody's taking care of each other. We want to thank our emergency service personnel and all the essential workers for keeping everything going for us. And guys, the fact of the matter is we're one day closer to getting ready to go racing. And just as soon as the stay-at-home order is lifted, they're going to evaluate things and get racing just as soon as possible. So there's a little bit of news for you. I wish I had a date for you. I wish we could say, hey, we're going racing, next weekend. But everything's fluid right now. And we just want to thank everybody for doing their part. We will be racing just as soon as possible. So everybody hang in there, enjoy the esports race here today. It's a little something. It's better than nothing. And, hey, it's raining today anyway. So this is going to be a great alternate event. I'm very excited. So big thank you to the Hart family, everyone over at New Smyrna. We're going to be ready to go just as soon as we can.
And I'd like to say thank you to the Hart family as well for everything that they've done. I got close with the track and the officials and everybody that makes it happen, and the drivers, when a few years ago I started doing spectator racing, and took a year off, went dirt, and came back and did a couple spectator races. And I asked Ryan if possibly I could join him in the booth in 2018, and we had a lot of fun doing a volunteer work, calling some races with you, and we had a blast. And I'm glad they opened up their arms, said, hey, we don't know this guy, we've only heard him from his Victory Lane interviews, but let's give him a chance. And I'm very appreciative.
Your crowning moment is climbing the fence and falling off and rolling down the front straightaway. So that was how hey, you remember the crazy guy with the Corvette that would roll down the track after that's who it is. So like, oh, okay. All right. So no, but big thank you to them for letting us do this. And thanks to everybody participating. Thank you to Vidane for hosting this and doing this for us, all the practice races to make sure everybody's up to speed. I know there's been a lot of back and forth between drivers trying to make everything perfect. And it's going to be a lot of fun because I'm watching the little practice stream over here, and people are all over the place. So we're going to have fun here today. Wes, real quick, though, tell us what we can expect once we get to that feature. How's the feature going to be run today?
Well, we're going to have 24 cars. We're going to have 100 laps. All the laps are going to count. We got some admins in here to make sure things are done right. We're going to set that field by the top 10 in qualifying. They're going to move on right away. They don't have anything to worry about. They're going to sit back with their popcorn and watch the action. We're going to have some heat races. I'm not exactly sure how many heats yet, but we're going to have some heat races, and the top 5 will move on per heat. So looking forward to seeing how that works itself out. And then we're going to have some consies, last chance qualifier, where that will help us field out to our field of 24.
So basically, once we get racing, it's going to be like a day at the racetrack. We're going to qualify the cars like we would. We're going to run some heats. We're going to lock some more people into the field. Then we'll have those last chance races. So it's not just going to be 100 laps. Thanks for coming. It's going to be an event here today. So tell your friends now that there's action in New Smyrna Speedway. Yeah, it's virtual New Smyrna Speedway, but it's still going to be great action. And, like I keep saying, I'm looking forward to it. Real quick, if you don't mind, we do have some additional track sponsors on board with us today. Want to let everybody know that some of our sponsors are still, tagging along. They have some deals here, so I want to tell you about them real quick. Dustin's Barbecue, one of our big sponsors, have been with us for a long time. They're open right now for takeout from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. They have their normal menu items. They have a special family pack right now for $39.99 that feeds 4 or 5 people. You can get some chicken, pork, 3 sides, and bread. So Dustin's is still going. So make sure you support them. Want to keep supporting our track sponsors so that when we come back, they're still there. Of course, big thank you to Miller Lite. That's the official beer sponsor of New Smyrna Speedway, the new beer sponsor there. So, of course, they're still ticking along. I think a lot of people are drinking lots of Miller products these days. Persimmon Hollow, which you see on my hat here, they're our new craft brewery that's open in DeLand. Right now, they're open noon to 8 p.m. for takeout. They have 6-packs, 24-packs, 64-ounce growlers available. So you can still support Persimmon Hollow, one of our newest sponsors. And, of course, Skip's Boots. They've been with us for a long, long time. Skip Patsos is always doing fun things for the racers. He's hopped on board with some support and wants to let everybody know they're having a site-wide sale on their website, 60% off work boots and workwear. So make sure you still support our sponsors, even though things are a little different. They're all still working just as hard as everybody else to stay alive in these uncertain times.
Yeah, and it's been really cool. Wes and I have been kind of fielding the practice races over the past 2 or 3 weeks, and the racing, it started off kind of rough. A lot of these guys are just getting into iRacing for the very first time, so they had to get used to the simulation, get used to everything else, because you can't technically feel the car. You have to go by a lot of visuals, inside the car, outside the car, the braking points, and all that good stuff. And you also have to figure out what everybody else around you is doing. So it's a little bit different. Some guys race differently than they do online than they do in real life, so it's one of those things where you really have to get used to. And Wes and I have been able to see over the past 2.5, 3 weeks that these guys have been getting better and better and better and quicker and quicker and quicker. And the racing, we've had a couple of practice races over the past few nights. Everybody is racing very, very clean. Everybody's got a good head on their shoulders. So really looking forward to this afternoon's racing, Wes.
Me as well. And you guys still got me? Still loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Sounds good. So I think I'm going to probably hop out of the booth here real quick, and I'm going to get down there and do a driver's meeting here in a few minutes. I got about 8 minutes until that, possibly trying to get a hold of possibly Jesse Powers. He is helping sponsor this event. He's going to be giving a few bucks away to a third place finisher. So trying to get a hold of Jesse real quick. He's actually supposed to be in this race as well. So we can get a hold of him. That would be
while you're trying to get a hold of Jesse, Ryan and I can take a quick look here at the entry list. You got it up on your screen right now. You're gonna have to help me out with some of these names here because some of them are a little bit tricky.
I will do my best. Luckily, I'm familiar with most of them. So
right on. I'm familiar with some of them over the past couple of weeks, but right off the rip, we got Daniel Dye, Jesse Powers. Wes is trying to dial him on up. Michael Goddard, Michael Trockey, Ryan Pierce, Corey Spencer. He's been around iRacing for a very long time. Brendan Pletcher, Dodge Carl Burt. Yeah.
Carl Burt, yep.
Carl Burt. Adam Bullmeyer, Jason Lester, Dalton Smith, James Adams, and Tim Walters Jr. If you want to take that center column there, Ryan.
Where did you leave off here? Tim Walters? See, I think I'm looking at a different screen than you are, but I'm not seeing the same thing you are. But I can tell you a lot of these drivers that we do have in the show here today are regulars at the New Smyrna Speedway or in Florida Racing. So, I mean, we're going to see familiar names racing today, along with some newcomers. We wanted to keep it open to everybody, and we let kind of the first few people come in, and then we've kind of filtered some people were like, okay, yeah, this isn't for me. So we've had some people come in, we've had some new entries, but I mean, just a great list. I mean, Travis Sukup, he's a Superstock regular. Anthony Sergi, Daniel Dye, those are the late model drivers at New Smyrna Speedway. I believe Patrick Thomas might be in here in a little bit. Nicholas Noggle from Canada comes down to run with us during Speed Week. So, I mean, you can pick a favorite driver, even if you're not into this iRacing thing, you can pick a favorite driver based on your favorite driver at the Speedway here. So,
hey guys, we got a sponsor on the line here, Jesse Powers. Can you hear us okay? Yeah,
I can hear you guys.
Yeah. All right. Can you hear me, Ryan?
I can hear you. Yep.
All right.
Technical difficulties. We're still kind of working out the kinks here with the pre-show here.
I'm using this dongle thing that is a.
Yeah, it keeps muting on him.
You guys got me now?
There we go.
All right. We got Jesse Powers here. Jesse, you're sponsoring. You're not only running in this race, but you're sponsoring this race. You're throwing a $20 to the third place finisher. We'd like to thank you for that.
No problem. Appreciate you guys putting on this race.
So you ran some practice racing with us. Give some of these viewers kind of an idea how this track is, how it handles, and how are you feeling about how big of a field this is about to be?
It's going to be exciting. I know that for sure. We've got a bunch of good guys. And going to make it a little bit exciting for me as being a fan of his. The cars are pretty racy. It's as the nightfall goes on, they're going to get a little bit tighter and a lot more racier than what we're seeing right now in practice. So I can't wait for that.
All right. And tell us a little bit about Powers Motorsports. Since you're sponsoring, you're going to put your name out there. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I've been racing since I was 5, so I started back in 97. Been racing a little bit of everything. I've raced at New Smyrna for about 10 years. I went to Virtual Speedway Park and raced dirt now. I'm running 3/4 modified right now.
So we've been around for a long time and just continue racing every chance we get.
That's awesome. And what is your future plans here? Say, once we go back racing and the world starts getting a little bit back to normal.
And we've been slowly putting our modified back together to be out of Volusia Speedway. So we're going to be doing a lot of dirt track stuff. We're hopefully going to pick up another mod mini here soon. We've been looking around. So might do a little bit of asphalt and a little bit of dirt, but back and forth.
All right. And good luck tonight. Hopefully you're able to make the show, and hopefully stay safe and have some fun tonight. And remember, this is all about having fun. So try not to stress out too much.
I'll try not to. Try to keep everything clean.
All right. That was Jesse Powers, ladies and gentlemen, the owner of Powers Motorsports. He will be racing in this race, and guys, I got to get running. I got a driver's interview to do. So I will talk
driver's meeting, right?
A driver's meeting. A couple more interviews to do with a couple of drivers down there as well. But I will talk to all of you at 3 p.m. once we go to qualifying.
Sounds good. Wes has had a busy day. He's been getting this thing set up, getting everybody on there. So we're going to let Wes go to the driver's meeting, kind of let everybody know exactly what to expect. Of course, if anything changes, Wes will come back in and let us know. But we're getting ready at 3 o'clock. Qualifying will be the first order of business. We're going to lock in the top 10 qualifiers. Everybody else will then qualify through the heats and then those couple of last chance races. So half of the excitement today is just going to see who even makes it into the big show. There could be some big names, unfortunately, that don't make the 24-car field.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And we're just going to go through real quick the other 2/3 of the entry list here. Stephen Nassy, Brody Gunter, Garrett Pick, Trey Kenton, Cody Struble, Corey Ward, Justin Mondyke. Justin Mondyke. Nailed it, first try. Anthony Sergi, Chase Stewart, Joshua Kunzbeck, David Costello, Jeff Gilball Jr., Jason Eastman,
right,
Jason Hendon, Ryan Matthews, Ryan Borgs, Nick Noggle like a goggle. We've been learning him a lot on Vidane TV here in a couple of different series that we've been broadcasting. Justin Bullock, Bruce Bennett, Blake Klauser, Jarrett Bolliard, David Love, Justin Hart, Hayden Sprague, Nick Coggle, Jeff McConey, and Dylan Kopech from up in the Northeast. He races a lot, races modifieds at Stafford too, so it's kind of cool to see him down with the New Smyrna crowd. But man, Ryan, we got a packed house.
There's over 40 people signed up. There might be a couple that don't make it. Might be a couple extras that get added in. It's kind of it's all been fluid here this week. Just trying to have fun with this whole deal. But yeah, so many good drivers that have run at the New Smyrna Speedway, and a lot of great iRacing stars. Who are some of the standouts? Because there's some names on here that I'm not familiar with. So who are some of the iRacing standouts that you guys kind of deal with on a regular basis?
Well, right off the rip, we can tell Corey Spencer's been around for a long time in iRacing. He's raced in our league, Vidane Racing, many, many times. Dylan Kopech is an avid iRacer. He actually runs East Coast Winter League. You can actually check those guys out tomorrow night on Vidane TV. They run SK Modifieds at Stafford Motor Speedway every Sunday night here in the iRacing simulation. So he's kind of an iRacing standout. And Jarrett Bolliard, he's on iRacing a lot too. So it's pretty cool to see. We've got a mix of guys that race in real life, and we've also got a mix of guys that jump on the iRacing simulator too. So, and throughout all the afternoon, through qualifying heat races and racing, the actual feature, the main show, the big event of the evening, you'll actually be able to see the difference between some of the guys that may not have a whole handle on the iRacing simulator, and you'll be able to kind of tell with their driving styles and things like that. But I think we're gonna get everything dusted off here in the production trailer. I gotta go down and find my dark hole to push all the buttons and make sure the cameras work out. You gotta find your way up to where Wes is in the broadcast booth. We got a hell of a show here coming up here. New Smyrna Esports 100, taking one last look here at the entry list and all the awesome sponsors that have signed on this afternoon. You see them on the left and right of your screen. We're gonna take a real quick break as we line everything up here, get everything ready, and man, we're gonna get some short track racing here on a Saturday afternoon. Be sure to stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Can't wait.
to help them.
And we're back here live at New Smyrna Speedway, the virtual edition here in the iRacing Simulator. Hope you're getting excited because it's go time. Time for the big show here this evening, the New Smyrna Esports 100, brought to you by Vidane TV and Vidane Racing. This is Paul Strickland Jr., Showtime Strickland Jr., as I've coined myself. And in here with me, the booth, we've got Rowdy Wesley Hogue, and we've also got Ryan here from New Smyrna Speedway. So very, very cool to have you guys here. Ryan, awesome to have you on. Thanks for having us here at New Smyrna Speedway. Man, I'm pumped. Are you ready to do this?
Oh yeah, I'm super excited. This field looks great. So many big names in here. Like we've been talking about on the pre-show, iRacing veterans, New Smyrna Speedway veterans, people that used to race at New Smyrna. We have drivers from different divisions, and now they're all together here in the same place as we get ready to qualify to lock in the top 10 starters for the main event here later on.
Going to take a real quick look, one more look here at the entry screen. You're seeing it on your screens right now on the live stream. Thank you again for checking that out. Be sure to like, subscribe, share the video. Let all your friends know that, hey, there's cars on track. Yes, it's iRacing, but you know what? It's all we got going on. I know it's raining down in Florida. Up ROM-based in Connecticut, it's raining here. So why don't you come out and check out some iRacing here on Vidane TV. We're setting them up, getting ready to qualify for the New Smyrna Esports 100. Taking a quick look, we got a whole bunch of drivers. Daniel Dye, Jesse Powers, Michael Goddard, Michael Trocchi, Michael Pierce, Corey Spencer, Brennan Pletcher, Dodge Carlbert, Adam Bullmeyer, Jason Lester, Dalton Smith, James Adams, Tim Walters Jr., Stephen Massey, Brody Gunter, Garrett Pick, Trey Kenton, easy enough for me to say, Cody Struble, Corey Ward, Justin Mondique, Anthony Sergi, he's been strong in that 20 car all the past couple of weeks as we've been going through these practice races. Chase Stewart, Joshua Kunzbeck, David Costello, Jeff Gilbert Jr., Jason Eisman, Jason Hendon, Ryan Matthews, Ryan Boards, Nick Noggle, Justin Bellick, Bruce Bennett, Blake Clauser, Jarrett Bulliard, David Love, Josh Hart, Hayden Sprague, Nick Noggle, Jeff Malconey, and Dylan Kopak from up in the Northeast. And man, that is a stacked field. So we're going to be taking, we're taking some hot lap time trial laps right now, and we're going to be doing some heat races, some Conti races, and then the big show this afternoon. These guys are just kind of wrapping up qualifying. Wes, you just wrapped up the drivers' meeting. What's the feeling down there in the proverbial locker room, as it were?
Stress. Stress. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of anxiety, a lot of uneasiness. Definitely a lot of uneasiness, but I got a lot of faith in these guys. A lot of guys that know how to get around New Smyrna Speedway. They're no stranger to this racetrack, and they're finishing off some practice laps here. I'm looking forward to this.
Wes, you've seen a lot of racing at New Smyrna. I mean, anytime you can get Jason Lester and Stephen Nasse in the same race, you know we're in for a show.
Oh, absolutely. These guys know how to put on a show, as well as Michael Drocki. He knows how to get it done. Of course, Stephen Nasse. Anybody that knows super late model racing in the South knows Stephen Nasse. Awesome to see him here. Daniel Dye, a late entrance coming into practice here. Everybody knows him.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Goddard as well knows how to get around this racetrack.
Anthony Sergi, Bruce Bennett. I mean, come on. We got some great names in here.
We do. And a lot of you fans that are fans of New Smyrna Speedway, that go on a weekly basis. Probably pretty cool seeing some of your favorite drivers. And
yeah,
what we just found out is we just got a new sponsorship from Crash Recovery and Towing is throwing $20 to the last place driver.
There you go. So now they even have something to feel good about when they have a bad day.
Well, hang on. Can I race a production trailer or no? Because I could go for $20 right now.
No, entries are closed, man.
Oh, come on. Yeah, we got a great race here on tap. We got a lot of talented guys here, some iRacing. We're just taking a look at the last few minutes of practice right now. You're going to see in the top left, it says 37 minutes left, but we're actually going to be cutting that short here very, very soon as we get these guys ready for qualifying. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat on Facebook, on YouTube. Like I said, make sure you subscribe. Once we hit 100 subscribers there on the YouTube channel, we're going to be handing out some free t-shirts and all sorts of swag like that. So very cool to have everybody watching here live. And I also want to give a quick shout out to Speedway Video for shooting some of that awesome footage there from the World Series of Asphalt. So it's very good to have that opening up the show here. And yeah, we got lone qualifying. So I'm going to let you guys take care of this up here in the booth. I'm going to go down to the trailer and start pushing some buttons.
All right, thank you very much, Paul. And as we get ready for qualifying here, I want to give another bit of information here from the racetrack, from the owners. Of course, they are hoping that everybody is staying safe and doing their part to keep things going so we can get back to racing here very, very soon. So make sure you're, washing your hands and doing everything to be safe out there. I want to thank our emergency service personnel and essential workers for everything that they're doing during this time. And folks, the fact of the matter is, as each day passes, yeah, we might be missing out on some races, but we're one day closer to racing again. So keep that in mind. Keep doing what you're doing. We'll be back here very soon. And just as soon as the stay-at-home order is lifted, the track's going to evaluate everything and think about opening up as soon as possible. So just, we're all working hard to get back racing because that's what we want to do. We hope that you'll sit back, enjoy today's Esports 100 here from the Virtual New Smyrna Speedway, and we can't wait to see everybody at the real New Smyrna Speedway very, very soon. Big thank you to Andrew Hart, Jane, and Robert Hart for everything they do for the track and letting us put this on. And thanks to Rusty Marcus, the general manager, all of our employees as well. And like Paul said, big thanks to Tom, our videographer, for the awesome highlights at the top of the show here.
Absolutely, Ryan. Big thank you to everybody a part of New Smyrna Speedway. And you'll see it's a little bit more daytime than what you might have seen in the practice races, just the way iRacing works. You set the race for sunset, and because of that, they want to make sure that the feature is at the sunset. So timing in this race is a little bit different for the time of day. So it's causing a little bit of an issue when it comes to handling what these guys are used to. But hey, that's racing. You can't expect the weather to be the same every time you go out.
And that's right, and that's just a little something that maybe threw some curveballs here this afternoon. But the fact of the matter is, once it gets down to feature, these guys will be in pretty much the same conditions that they had all the practice races. And Wes, you've been a part of all the practice races. I've been able to chime in on a couple of them. But we've seen kind of the hand that some of these guys have. I know a couple nights ago, Joshua Hart had a dominating performance. Michael Trocki's been good. Who are some of the other guys that have had success in the practice races so far?
Oh, Bruce Bennett has been fast. He's actually been really fast. Daniel Dye hasn't been too bad either. We've seen Jarrett Bolliard. He's not actually a New Smyrna driver. He is more of an iRacing guy. He's been able to show out here as well. It's been pretty cool to see him. Those have really been the ones that have been showing off. Joshua Kunspek, he hasn't won yet, but he was looking really fast, as well as Ryan Matthews. There's a couple guys out here. Michael Trocki, of course, typically a name that you'll be able to see out front. Michael Goddard, and you'll see that a couple of these guys that we're running in almost every practice race, they haven't ran a qualifying lap yet, and because of that, they learned that it's a little bit better to go out later on in the run. So again, the top 10 will move on in this. Top 10 will move on in qualifying. So you've qualified in the top 10, you don't have to worry about anything else except the feature.
Yeah, and if you qualify in the top 10, like I said, you don't have to worry about the heats. Now, how many heats are we going to have here today, Wes?
It's going to let us know as soon as this features is over. I'm
Okay.
sure we're at least going to have 2 heats, then a Conti, and then a 7-minute warm-up, where in the beginning of that warm-up, we're going to have a national anthem played for you guys. That's straight from New Smyrna Speedway from a year or so ago. And then a little bit of a break for us to get our stuff together and then go from there.
It's going to be an exciting time. Again, qualifying going on now. We're going to lock in that top 10. Then we're going to have a couple of heat races, at least 2, maybe 3. Those are going to be 12 laps. And the top 5 will qualify, and then we'll get everybody else in through the last chance consolation race. So plenty of opportunity, plenty of chance for everybody to qualify their way in. We have a big field of cars here today. Not everybody's going to make the feature. So those heats, those consolations, that's going to be some exciting stuff.
All right, and they're getting close to being finished here. So far, a few seconds left. Ryan Matthews sits pole. Ryan Borgs, Bruce Bennett, Michael Goddard, top 4, top 5, Joshua Kunspek. Then you have Dodge Calbert, Devin McLeod, Patrick Thomas, Josh Hart, and Patrick Starpoli moving on.
How about that? Patrick Starpoli he'd been wanting to do this, hasn't been able to make any of the practice races, and here he is already breaking into the top 10.
Always cool to see that.
So it looks like what we're seeing right now, Wes, is some of those iRacing regulars up at the top of the board ahead of some of the New Smyrna faithful. So like we've been talking about all day, a great mix of iRacing stars, New Smyrna stars. We're going to see all of your favorite drivers today. And if you don't have a favorite, just kick back, relax. I'm sure you'll have one by the end of this thing. It looks like the heats are getting set up, and it's almost time to start some racing.
All right, your heat races are set up, and looks like we're going to rock and roll here.
All right, this is what we've been waiting for the last couple of weeks since we announced this thing. Top 10 in qualifying, locked in already. And Wes, if you're able to, give us a quick rundown on that top 10 one more time.
Absolutely. We got Ryan Matthews, Ryan Borgs, Bruce Bennett, Michael Goddard, Joshua Kunspek. That's going to round out your top 5. And then you got Josh Calvert, who will be starting 6th tonight. 7th will be Devin McLeod. Patrick Thomas starting 8th. 9th, Josh Hart. And then Patrick Starapoli in the 34 will be starting 10th. So those drivers are moving on right away.
Yep. So those drivers now can sit back, relax, and enjoy the show before the 100. And that first heat race is lined up here on pit road. We'll get to the starting lineup. And Wes, if I'm not mistaken, top 5 and only 5 are going to qualify from the heats.
All right, and to go through our heat lineup here in one moment. All right, starting pole will be Jason Lester. Jason Lester is starting pole. That should be an interesting one. Starting second will be a Ryan Pierce in the 51. Starting third will be Nick Noggle in the 08. And starting fourth will be the 97 of Jarrett Bolliard. Starting fifth will be Brody Gunter. Followed up behind him will be Tim Walters in the 29. Jeffrey Gabalt starting in that 30 machine next to the 72 of Adam Boltmeyer. Daniel Dye in the 43 starting behind them. followed up by Jeff McConey in the 00. And then rounding out your field will be Jesse Powers, Travis Sukup in the 33, Jason Hendren in the 83, Corey Ward in the 48, George Ward in the 12, and then Eddie Evans in the 81. That is your field as they begin to roll off.
Great looking field of cars here. Wes, this is what we've been waiting for right here. I almost have chills. I almost feel like I'm right up there in the booth ready to call a race, and I'm excited, ready to go to see who's going to be the next batch of drivers. As we're going through that starting lineup, Daniel Dye, the Pro Late Model champion at New Smyrna Speedway from last year, he's going to have his work cut out for him. He's one of the surprise drivers that qualified kind of deeper in the field. So we're going to be watching that 43 try to get up there and try to make the top 5 here. Jesse Powers back there as well.
Yes, and the drivers that don't make it in the top 5, they will have a last chance qualifier race that they'll have the opportunity to fight through. So going to be interesting here.
It certainly is. These qualifying heats, it's going to mean a lot for these guys. I mean, this is a chance to not go to the hooligans race, if you will, because, again, if you don't make it in here, you've got to go to that last chance race. And I think that race has potential to be some kind of crazy.
Yes, and this is supposed to be 12 laps, no caution flags, at least no in-game cautions. So, all right, we're going to see our Daytona Dodge pace truck, iRacing pace truck, head down pit road. The leader starts the restart here, and we are green. Jason Lester and Ryan Pierce head down into turn 1.
Jason Lester getting the jump here. Watch Nicholas Noggle, that 08 car on the bottom. But Pierce in the 51, he's going to hold second there on the outside, closing it on Lester. Now they're side by side again in turn 3 for second.
So far, they're clean through 3 and 4 here on the first lap. Your leader, Jason Lester, followed up by Ryan Pierce in the 51. Noggle in the 08, trying to look, but nothing there in the 51.
So Jason Lester's still in the number 1 spot in the number 1 car. Nicholas Noggle holding on to third. He's got a challenge now from the 0-1. They're 3 wide deeper in the field. Daniel Dye making some aggressive moves now. And we got one car getting turned, the 72 into the outside wall.
72 gets turned, and again, there's no caution flags here. No caution flags unless there's a track is blocked. So you keep on going unless the admins deem that, you know, there's an issue and they need to throw the caution.
Boy, and that happened up in that swarm of cars in the back of the field that weren't really close to the top 5, and that's really going to hinder Adam's chance to make it into the top 5 in this race, especially without those cautions. So they're just got to keep on keeping on and hope that others have problems as Jason Lester continues to show the way here ahead of the 51 of Pierce.
A little bit of a battle further back. Looks like Daniel Dye having some issues getting around Eddie Evans as he's able. Oh, and the top was Daniel Dye.
Daniel Dye upside down on the back straightaway. Oh, boy.
He tried to clear himself, it looked like, and he wasn't exactly clear.
Boy, that is really, really tough there. Eddie Evans, a bomber competitor at the New Smyrna Speedway. He's going to be a rookie this year, and you know he's a rookie to this iRacing thing too, Wes. And they just came together and had our first big serious incident of the day.
And of course, again, we stay green. We're going to try to get nothing but green flag laps in here.
The Jason Lester still showing the way, trying to qualify his way into the Esports 100 here from New Smyrna Speedway. And we have Ryan Pierce up there in the second spot. So those two looking good. Everybody else still battling the 97. They are trying to hold off that 29 for the final spot.
Yes, they're on lap 8 here. Only a few to go. The only 12-lap feature. So if you want to get it done, you got to hurry up and get it done. So you don't got much time to wait around. And that bubble position right now is by Jarrett Bolliard in the 5th position. But the 29 of Tim Walters Jr., he's been taking about a year off of iRacing. He just got on just for this event. He's trying to make up some ground.
Now he's got company, though. Here comes that 00 trying to shove. Oh, and they make contact, and up goes Walters. That's going to cost him a few spots here.
And Tim Walters just talking about he just made his iRacing comeback. That's not what you want to see, but 3 to go that time by. Next time we see the popsicle sticks for Jason Lester.
All right, let's go through that top 5 if we can, see where everybody's running. Jason Lester, the leader in the 1 machine. Then you have that 51 of Pierce. Third is Nicholas Noggle. Then you have the 01. That 01 is Brody Gunter there having a good run. And then the final qualifier is Jarrett Bolliard in the 97.
All right, and the white flag is out. And who would? Oh, we got one around. Looks like on the back. Oh, he saved it. Jesse Powers got sideways, but he's able to save it. Great save there by Jesse Powers, and still trying to get back underneath him.
Boy, and every spot matters here, even if you don't qualify, because you'll have a better starting spot in the Conce. Around goes the 30. And West, take it away. Who's going to win Heat 1?
Jason Lester, ladies and gentlemen. I would say the underdog. He only ran one practice race, but your winner, Jason Lester, is able to bring it home. Man, oh man, what a race! That means he'll be starting 11th come feature time.
Well, it's pretty wild without the aid of the yellow flags. When you have cars spinning around and action on the track, the leaders sometimes just have to drive right through it. Pretty crazy first race there, but congratulations. Jason Lester, pro truck driver at New Smyrna and all around the state of Florida. He wins the first heat. We're getting ready for Heat 2. We'll give you the full rundowns on everything when we have a little bit of downtime.
Yep, Anthony Sergi is going to start first here. Next to him will be Blake Clouser in that beautiful number 3 ride, looking like Dale Earnhardt. Starting third will be the 144, Michael Trocchi. Next to him in fourth will be Rex Kenyon in the 99. Starting fifth will be the 70 of David Love. Starting sixth, David Costello in that number 50. He is a New Smyrna local. Corey Spencer used to race at New Smyrna, but sold his equipment, looking to get back into it, starting 7th in the 11. And then starting 8th next to him. Once they get back lined up, I'll be able to get you 8th place there. But it's going to be Justin Bullock in the 66. Starting 9th will be the 41 of Hayden Sprague. And then 10th will go to Justin Mondike in the 44. Starting 11th will be Stephen Hollinger in the 92. 12th, Dalton Smith in the 24. Starting 13th will be Corey Struble in the 9. 14th is James Adams. And what's that sponsor for James Adams? I believe it's Edgewater Screens.
Edgewater Screens, yes. Edgewater Screens and Super Spray Pressure Wash for Adams.
That is who is on board there. A very loyal sponsor of James Adams. Edgewater Screens. And lights are off on the pace truck, and we are green flag racing here back at New Smyrna Speedway.
So the former super late model champion of New Smyrna Speedway, Anthony Sergi, going to lead Blake Clouser. Look at Blake in the run on the outside in the 3. Blake, of course, the son of Rich Clouser, which we all know at the New Smyrna Speedway, and now they're side by side for the lead, Wes.
Blake is very aggressive on the top shelf there. He squeezes his way back low, almost losing control of that 3 car. Now he works the bottom side on the 20 of Anthony Sergi in 1 and 2.
Clouser from the top to the bottom, crossover, but Sergi, the iRacing super late model veteran, is still showing the way here ahead of Blake Clouser. Good clean start here to this heat race.
Man, Blake is definitely showing some aggressiveness here. Wondering, is he going to end up giving the bumper there to the 20 of Anthony Sergi? Because he's definitely showing that he wanted to there.
Oh, he wanted to, and he thought better of it because they know the admins are watching, trying to keep everybody from going too crazy out here. We got a good battle back there for the 4th position, but top 3 all together. Look at Clouser down to the inside, Wes. It might be 3 wide for the lead off turn number 2.
Trocchi almost gets the bumper of Clouser, but thinks better of it. Clouser trying to work that bottom end into 3 and 4. They're side by side off of 4. Do they make contact? No, they don't. Almost 3 wide for the lead going into 1. Trocchi wants to just get through.
Michael Trocchi, the Superstock veteran dominator last year. He's right in the thick of this thing. Here comes David Costello in the 50 as well. We got a 4-car battle for the lead here as the 70 hangs onto that final qualifying spot. The top 5, a little bit of a breakaway here, Wes, and that's the comfort they need right now.
I'm sure there's action in other parts of the track, but ladies and gentlemen, we're at the halfway point and still don't have a clear advantage to any of these drivers here. You got Anthony Sergi up front, Blake Clouser is in 2nd, Michael Trocchi in 3rd. Behind them, not too far, is David Costello in 4th. And that last transfer position, David Love in 5th. And we got another battle for the lead, Ryan.
Yes, we do. Clouser looking at the bottom now. He might lose that spot as he cuts off Michael Trocchi right there. That's going to cost Trocchi a spot. Costello and Love going to get by the 144. Michael Trocchi with a little bit of trouble there on the back straightaway, but hangs onto that qualifying spot for the time being as Trocchi goes back to work on Costello in turn number 2.
Little loose is Trocchi coming off the corner there. They battle side by side down into the turn 3 and 4 here at New Smyrna Speedway. He's able to get that position back and back into 3rd where he was before all the carnage. And hopefully try to work back on the back door of the 3, but they got to keep the big picture here, Ryan.
That's right. That top 5, that's all that matters. And I think Blake Clauser has realized that. He's kind of settled into that second spot following Anthony Sergi now. So Sergi with a little bit of a cushion. The battle for 5th, though, heating up, Wes.
Yes, it is. And that 5th place is the position that is the last transfer position here. It's held by David Love. He's under pressure from Corey Spencer in that 11, that beautiful
the David Rogers throwback. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't get the words out. This is getting me excited. And we're on board here with the 11. You're seeing him as he just stalks David Love. Just he's the predator looking for his prey. Popsicle sticks her out. Next time, 1 to go.
So 2 to go, and the final spot up for grabs. David Love in the 70 has it. Corey Spencer, the former Pro Late Model New Smyrna Speedway regular, trying to take it away. Sergi with that lead. Clauser stalking him, following in his tire tracks. We'll see if he can make anything happen here.
Half lap to go for Anthony Sergi. He's going to do everything he can to hold off Clauser. Does Clauser take one last attempt at him? No, he doesn't. He takes the conservative line. That's going to mean your winner of Heat 2, Anthony Sergi. And a little bit of contact after that with Clauser and Trocchi, who move on. The 50 of David Costello, as well as David Love, all move on to the feature. So some really, really good racing there, Ryan, before we head off to our consies.
That was some really good racing, and that's you've been telling me, Wes, the heat races have been some of the best stuff, and that was really good. That's got me excited for the main event. So congratulations to Anthony Sergi winning heat number 2. Jason Lester wins heat number 1. So now we have, after qualifying and the heats, 20 cars out of the 24 starters. So next up, the last chance race, the consolation race, if you will, just 20 laps and 4 going to the feature. One last chance to get in to the New Smyrna Speedway Esports 100. Real quick, as we get ready for that consolation race, I want to thank some of our partners at the New Smyrna Speedway. Dustin's Barbecue. They are still open right now for takeout if you want to support some of our track sponsors. If you're local in the area, they're open for takeout 11 to 9 p.m. We'd like to thank Persimmon Hollow, our craft brewery sponsor. They're open noon to 8 p.m. right now for takeout. You can get some 6-packs, 24-packs. You can get the big 64-ounce growlers as well. And a big shout-out to Skips Boots. You can go to skipsboots.com. They're having a site-wide sale up to 60% off your work boots and workwear. Big thanks to Skips. They've been a long-time partner with us at New Smyrna. And we'd like to thank our track beer sponsor, Miller Lite, as well. As Wes, here we go. It's the hooligan race.
Jeffrey McConey is going to be starting pole, and outside will be Corey Spencer. We just saw him have a pretty strong heat race, but finished 6th. Jesse Power is going to be starting 3rd. Next to him will be Hayden Sprague in that 41 ride. Then it's going to be Travis Sukup. He's lining up here, and right behind those boys, Dalton Smith on the outside of him. Next row will be George Ward in that 12. George knows how to get around this track without any problems. He's no stranger to short track racing. And then Rex Kenyon in the 99. And it looks like we're about to get ready to go green flag racing, so not enough time to really go through the field as we need to. Starting at the tail end of the field, though, will be Daniel Dye in that 43.
Yeah, keep your eye on him, Wes. This is going to be fun to see if he can get all the way from the back up to the front. Remember, only the top 4 qualify. Everybody else, they're going to load it up on the trailer and go home.
All right, so the green's about to come out here. And again, this is 20 laps. Normal caution laps, so you will see cautions here if there are incidents. So expect if you see a wreck, there may be a caution as we are side by side going into 1 and 2. Corey Spencer trying to work on the outside. He's able to clear him for the lead.
So Spencer ahead. Now they're side by side for 3rd. Jesse Powers, Hayden Sprague battling for position. Look at that, back in 5th. It's the 24, Dalton Smith, the regular at the New Smyrna Speedway. He's 1 spot out of the money right now, so watch that blue 24 as they go through a little bit of smoke.
Going through the field here, seeing if there's anybody off pace. And it looks like Daniel Dye back in 17th. He may have a little bit of a miss on that car there, just kind of possibly riding around. Something doesn't seem right on it, but he
may have been involved in something there, Wes. Somebody definitely tagged the wall over there on the initial start, but boy, Daniel Dye's long day continues.
Yeah, it looks like his car definitely looks like it's missing as it's going through the corners there. Something is definitely awry. We're going to work our way through the field here so far. We don't see anybody sideways. And it looks like the leader just got turned.
Oh, Corey Spencer. Spencer down behind the tent there on the inside of the racetrack. That's going to take him out of the qualified spot and bring out the yellow flag.
All right, and we're going to get a replay put together for you here, guys. Man, tough break for Corey Spencer. He's put in a lot of time trying to get this right back going here. He's put in a lot of time in practice trying to make this show. And here in a moment, we're going to get a replay from Paul Strickland Jr. He's going to get us a quick recap of what may have happened with Corey Spencer and the 00 ride, Paul.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at a little bit of slow motion action here in the Vidane TV replay. Instant replay, easy enough for me to say. And you can see, coming across the stripe, Corey Spencer takes that lap, and the 00 just kind of shoots on down low, looking for that same piece of real estate that Corey Spencer had, and just kind of gives him a little bit of a boop, and then another boop, and kind of sends him up the track just a little bit, makes contact here with the 41, the 24 gets involved, and man, they just kind of stack up behind them. Doesn't look like the damage is too bad on any of these drivers. Kind of a lazy spin there, but they'll be able to come down pit road to hit the car up with some of those virtual hammers and see if they can't come out and salvage a transfer spot.
And the rule is, if I may mention it, is the driver that is the aggressor in the incident gets a penalty where he has to drop to the end of the longest line. And that's how it works at New Smyrna in the real life track, correct?
Absolutely. If you're involved in the caution, you go to the back. So that might send the 00 of McConey to the back. We'll have to reshuffle things here and see what our current top four is going to be. But Wes, you've called races with me at the real track in the booth. How many times have we seen that exact scenario play out? The leaders go side by side into turn number 1 and they don't make it out of turn number 2.
Probably more times than not with certain drivers, but I would say most of the time you see a lot of clean racing at New Smyrna. But when you got as much on the line as right now, where these guys are, they're trying to battle for the last chance to make the big show. They got a lot of eyes on it. They're doing everything they can, and possibly pushed it a little too hard there. So we have a new leader in the race there, and that is the 32. Jesse Powers, and he is actually given $20 whoever finishes third in this in the big race. So he's trying to keep his money.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say he's trying to get qualified so he can go up there and save his money. So Jesse Powers, the 32, will be your new leader. So tough break for Corey Spencer and Jeff McConey on that deal with the spin and the yellow flag coming out. Hayden Sprague, the 41, he's moved his way up to second. Hayden is a semi-regular at New Smyrna, at least during the World Series, and he runs with the Jamie Skinner team from time to time as well, so good to see him out here. And then third and fourth have, of course, changed as well. You got the 99 of Kenyon running third, and Wes, who's that 33 car there holding on to the final transfer spot? Travis Sukup. Okay, Travis Sukup, one of our Superstock regulars. He's snuck into the field here today, so Travis Sukup in the 33, your final qualifier. Fifth is Dalton Smith in the familiar, number 24, and we're going to see what's going to happen here. Last chance to make it in.
And we are back. Green flag racing here at New Smyrna Speedway. Jesse Powers gets the whole shot. But up on the outside is Hayden Sprague. It looked like he had a little bit of right front damage possibly to that car.
Yeah, he got involved in that mix-up there off turn number 2. And Travis Sukup has gotten a piece of the wall. And here comes Dalton Smith in the 24 for the final spot. Jason Eisman way up the track in the 21. They're going to be 3 wide off turn number 4. They all settle it back down.
Man, they are racing hard here at New Smyrna Speedway. They all want to get in that top 4. The top 4 move on in this race. And, there goes the 14 of James Adams. He gets a little sideways, a little more sideways off the
Whoa, he's going to lose it, and somebody else is going around in front of him. Look out, Corey Spencer's in it. Daniel Dye is in it. They're all in it. Big crash off turn number 4. Caution flag going to come back out. Oh, man, Daniel Dye is having, I don't think I've even as much as seen him spin out a car at New Smyrna Speedway, and, boy, he's having all kinds of trouble here in the iRacing.
Man, I was watching the James Adams ride there. He just kind of was losing control on his own. He just sent it into 3 and 4, not exactly as he should have. But it looks like something happened to the 30 as well. The 30 car was spinning already in front of him, of Jeffrey Gabalt, so that's not what you want to see. But we are 11 laps in and 2 cautions into this one. We knew the LCQ was going to be action-packed, and we're not being let down whatsoever.
Hey, it's desperation time. These guys in the back of the field, 8th, 9th, 10th spot, they know that they're not going to make it unless they get going. And the aggression is picking up. This is exactly what we expected here. The heat races had some great racing, pretty clean, a couple minor spins, but now we're seeing that aggression, especially in the back of the pack. Only 9 laps left to try to get yourself in this show. Jesse Powers, though, he likes where he's sitting at the lead in that 32, and big thank you to him for putting up a little bit of money. And just so you folks know, this was supposed to be just for fun. These guys put in some money here at the last minute to try to spice it up for you guys. So big thank you to not only our track sponsors at the New Smyrna Speedway, but those putting in some money. Of course, Mocha Missile Racing, Powers Motorsports, Whitley HD Truck Parts and Service. We got the Super Spray Pressure Wash Hard Charger Award coming up, the Clean Driver Award, thanks to your company, Wes, Rowdy's Dip-In Service. So all kinds of great things, all kinds of great people coming together to make this happen.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. We're all supporting. It's all one big family. We might get at each other's neck every once in a while in the racing community, but we like being able to help out each other, and that's what it's all about. I'm going to see if we can pull someone down real quick. Let's pull down Jesse Powers very fast. I know we're about to go green, so we're going to pull down Jesse Powers. Jesse, you got a copy real quick, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. The laps are winding down. You were gifted the lead here by the leaders taking each other out. You got what it takes to move it on to the big show.
Yeah, I hope so. It seems like I'm pulling away from second every once in a while, and I pulled out to a little bit of a lead on him. I was sad to see that caution happen. I was going to hold it, just keep riding.
Are you feeling nervous knowing that this is the last chance to make it into the race?
Yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt right now. I messed up in qualifying, put myself in the back. It's all my fault, but I'm working my way up. Hopefully I can make it.
Man, and we wish you the best of luck, Jesse. I know you're probably going to get the one to go this time by, so we're going to put you back up there so you can focus. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
All right, so one of the fun things we can do with iRacing, talk to the drivers in the heat of the moment. That is something that we do not get the chance to do at the big track when we're live on Saturday nights. And thank you to everybody tuning in, either on our Facebook page or on Vidane TV here today. Gosh, Wes, I can't tell you how much I've been missing going to the racetrack every Saturday, but this is helping fill in a little bit of that void. And, boy, when we get back to real racing, it's going to be...
It's stopping you from getting rusty, Ryan. We're making sure you got
Exactly. That's why we had to do this, so when I get back to the track, I remember what I'm doing.
Exactly. Now the lights are off. Our Daytona Dodge iRacing pace truck leader controls a restart here, and Jesse Powers fires off, and we are green. Just a couple laps to go here at New Smyrna Speedway as he fires into turn 1. That leaves a battle for second. Hayden Sprague on the outside takes off the nose of the 99 a little bit there at Rex Canyon, and they're battling off turn 2.
Boy, that 24 trying again, but look at this 92, new player in the top 5 here. We got a spin on the back straightaway. Caution is out. The 72 Jana King car has gone around. That's Adam Boltmeyer. Boltmeyer in the 72 has had a rough day, and caution back out.
All right, and it looks like this race will be extended for a green-white checkered finish. This race will be extended for a green-white checkered. It looks like possibly that wreck may have started off with the 14 getting sideways. Maybe the Jana King car may have given them a little bit of a bump. We're going to leave that up to the admins to call. But Paul, as you're starting to bring this back for the fans to see, what do you see on there?
Yeah, you nailed it right on the head there, Wes. It looks like the 772 got a little bit of help there from the back, got a little bit of a touch. You're taking a look at the slow motion replay right now on your screen, but he's able to gather it back up. Man, I don't know. There's going to be 2 laps once we get restarted. There's a lot of heavy damage on that number 72 car right there on the front of the car, so I don't think he's going to be able to get back up there to a transfer spot unless he gets a little bit of help, but definitely a tough break for the number 72.
Yeah, going to be tough to get up there. Sorry, Wes. Going to be tough to get up there here with just a couple to go. Green-white checker to settle it in the last chance qualifier. That takes a little bit of the pressure off Jesse Powers up front. He just needs to get a good restart. The real battle, though, going to be for that final transfer spot in 4th. Keep your eyes there.
And, guys, somehow Daniel Dye has worked his way up into the top 10. If you look at that car looks like an enduro car that's been through 4 enduros and a demolition derby. And he has worked his way through attrition to the top 10, and that's the 43 of Daniel Dye.
Yeah, and you know what, Wes? We know he's going to be super aggressive here to try to qualify. He's a New Smyrna Speedway regular, our Pro Late Model champion from last year, driving a throwback paint scheme to what his father used to run at tracks in Florida. And I know he wants to get in there to not only for himself, but to represent his home track as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, talking about the 99 here of Rex Kenyon, really cool throwback. Is that like a Sterling Marlin throwback he has on that Coors Light ride there?
That just looks like a throwback Coors Light late model paint scheme from back in the day, and it's making me thirsty.
Yeah, man. I love seeing these throwback schemes, and these guys do a really good job putting cars together, getting paint schemes together. If we had a nicest car competition, that might be a front runner there, along with even Hayden Sprague. That 41 isn't a bad looking car. These guys take a lot of time into making their paint schemes.
Hey, Wes, now's a good chance to remind our fans that are watching this to take a trip over to the virtual Last Lap Saloon, get themselves a nice cold Miller Lite from the fridge.
The Last Lap Saloon was my second home when I was an announcer. The first home was in the booth, but after that, spending time with you guys was a lot of fun up there. But yeah,
hey, there's nothing more fun than after the races, heading down to the Last Lap Saloon, chatting with some of the drivers, having a nice cold one to celebrate a job well done, right?
Absolutely. And all right, the lights are off the pace truck, guys. We're going to get ready to go back green flag racing. And after this is over, we're going to have a national anthem as soon as this race is over, then a little bit of a practice for these guys, and then we're going to go to the feature. So the damaged 41 ride of Hayden Spradley, does he have anything for the leader? The green flag is out, and just 2 to go to settle who makes the field.
Boy, watch the outside lane. Dalton Smith in 24 trying to hang on. He's going to move up to third, passing that 99 of Rex Kenyon. Jesse Powers got the jump ahead of Hayden Sprague. Here comes the 92, getting aggressive. They're going to make contact for that final spot. Here it is, final lap, last chance to make the show. Oh, Dalton Smith.
More contact from the 92 of Steve Hollinger moves Dalton Smith. There might be a chance, there might be a receipt here given. That's for the last spot to get in.
The 92 has it. Can he hang on to it? That's Stephen Hollinger in that 92. He's going to hang on and qualify into the big show. Jesse Powers wins it, but that battle for fourth was worth the price of admission alone. Stephen Hollinger, the son of Rex Hollinger, making it into the field with a last lap move. That was incredible.
Jesse Powers moving on. Rex Kenyon moving on. Hayden Sprague moving on. Man, oh man, what a race. What a move we saw there at the end. I know the drivers are not happy. They are pretty upset. But it is what it is. This is short track racing.
Yeah, those that didn't qualify, of course, are going to be very unhappy. They've been practicing. They've been trying to make this show, and it's a tough break. We wanted to do the heat races, do the qualifying, do the consies to give as many people as possible a chance to come out here and race. There's only so many you can transfer to the main event so that it ends up being the best race possible.
Go ahead. We're going to go do it now, guys. We're getting things together now. It's something really cool. We're going to try to put together for you. We got a little bit of a break. So here is your New Smyrna Speedway national anthem. And as soon as it's over, Paul will bring us back and watch a little bit of practice.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last evening, whose broad stripes and bright stars
beautiful rendition of our country's national anthem. And man, that dune buggy safety vehicle you guys have down there in New Smyrna, I'm going to end up having to get one of those because that's one of the coolest things I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, that thing is pretty cool. It's a neat little touch at the track. And I think our buggy driver just has fun driving around the track because sometimes we can't get him off the track to get back to racing. All right, so tuning in here to a little bit of a final warm-up session for those drivers that qualified into the main event, the New Smyrna Esports 100, coming up here in just a few short moments.
All right, and this, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time to get up and grab your popcorn, grab your beverage. These guys got 7 minutes to get a little bit of a practice in here. We're gonna have a 24 car field, and it will be pretty dang interesting, man. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Paul Strickland will bring you back here in these short messages.
big time props there to Speedway Video for hooking us up with that little bit of a recap video from the World Series. We're getting ready to line them up. I'm going to get back down here to my spot on the production truck. If Wes and Ryan, you guys can take it away here with this starting lineup here for this New Smyrna Esports 100.
Thank you very much, Paul. And again, before we get going with the starting lineup, I'll let Wes get ready for that. I want to give a shout out to Andrew, Jane, and Robert Hart, the owners of the New Smyrna Speedway. I want to thank them for letting us do this, and I know that they are watching as well. So thank you guys. Hope you're enjoying it. We're getting ready for the main event here. Again, I want to remind everybody that, of course, we hope everybody is safe and doing their part to do what they have to do so that everybody can get back to normal, we can get back to racing. We want to thank our emergency service personnel and our essential workers for everything they're doing during this time. And we're one day closer to racing here, people, and we'll get back to racing just as soon as the stay-home orders are lifted. We can't wait to see y'all once again at the real New Smyrna Speedway. Wes, take it away here with the starting lineup.
Starting pole will be the 5 of Ryan Matthews. Second will be Ryan Borgs in the 2. Third will be Bruce Bennett in the 60. Fourth will be Michael Goddard in the 37. Starting fifth will be Joshua Kuntzbeck in the 143. On the outside of him will be Dodge Colbert in the 15. 121 of Devin McLeod. He also moved on from his times. Patrick Thomas going to be starting in that 25 ride. Then you're going to have Joshua Hart in the 95, followed up by the 34 of Patrick Strapoli. That is your top 10 that moved on from their qualifying times, and then Jason Lesser and Anthony Sergi going to line up side by side behind them. But we're about to go green flag racing 100 laps here at New Smyrna Speedway.
As we'd say at the big track, get off your seat, on your feet, and get ready to go racing. Here they come. The New Smyrna Speedway Esports 100 is green. Here we go, Wes. The main event is underway. Oh, and immediately the caution's going to come out. We got one around here on the front straightaway. And, well, that's not what we wanted to see, but sometimes that's what happens in racing.
Looks like just a boggle up. Somebody didn't go on the start, and when they didn't go, the 143 got turned around. Not exactly sure what happened there, but the 143 caught a bumper. And, man, you got 24 cars trying to go green at the same time, and he just got turned, and Paul's going to get us a replay here. It looks like
Patrick Thomas into the back of Dodge Carlbert there, and Joshua Kuntzbeck pays the price, it looks like.
What you got there, Paul?
Queuing up the old Vidane TV replay right now. We're going to take a look. Looks like the 25 gets in the back of the 15. 15 kind of shoots down low. The 43 and the 121 were there. 43 gets the big brunt of the damage, gets put into the wall. Gets tagged here by a couple of drivers just trying to get by cleanly. Man, you know, that happens in big-time sim racing. It happens in big-time real racing. It's the start of the race. Everybody's nervous. The nerves are running high. The stress levels are real high. You got 24 of the best drivers here between New Smyrna Speedway and iRacing. So these guys know there's a lot of eyes on them right now. Hopefully they can get everything righted, get pointed back in the right direction, and get back to some green flag racing.
Well, it might take a little bit to thin out the field a little bit, let everybody calm down, but we've seen some great racing already, especially in those heat races, and we'll get it boiled down, and we'll see some good racing before it's all said and done. So tough break there for Joshua Kuntzbeck. Qualified well, but didn't get the best start, and we'll see what happens when we get back running here. So caution laps do count here in this feature event, as Rex Kenyon going to bring the 99 car to pit road. So getting the field realigned, the scorers are hard at work, making sure everybody's in their right position so that we can get back to green flag racing. Just like on the Saturday night at New Smyrna Speedway, it takes a little bit to reorganize these guys, especially when there's a big dust up there in the middle of the field. And qualifying was very important since you get to start up front. And we saw, of course, the wreck transpire right there in the top 10. So a little bit of a rough start here to this one. Hopefully everybody will settle down. And we'll get to some good racing before it's all said and done. Again, want to thank a couple of our normal track sponsors that have come on board to show their support and let everybody know that they're still open, still operating as best they can during these times. Dustin's Barbecue still open for takeout from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Persimmon Hollow, one of our newest brewery sponsors. They're open noon to 8 down there in DeLand. If you've never been to Persimmon Hollow, look it up online, head on down there. When things get back to normal, go down there and check out the bar. It's a great place to hang out and have a couple of beers. You never know who you'll run into there. Big thank you to Skip's Boots, longtime partner with the New Smyrna Speedway. They are having a site-wide sale at skipsboots.com, 60% off of your work boots and workwear. So check that out. And, of course, big thank you to Miller Lite. Good opportunity to grab one of those ice-cold Miller Lites from your fridge at the Virtual Last Lap Saloon as we're getting ready to go back racing.
Lights are off on that Daytona Dodge Pit Cup. We're waiting for Rowdy Wesley Hogue. He's actually down there with the administrators of the race, making sure everything is tightened up here. But we got them lined up 2 by 2 by 2 all the way through. Daytona Dodge pickup pulls down pit road, and we're waiting. Green flag in the air. Great start from the number 5. Ryan Matthews shoots on down to turn number 1.
Ryan Matthews, Ryan Borgs up at the front of the field. A couple of those iRacing standouts. Looking good at the beginning. Look at this. Jason Lesser and Patrick Thomas racing side by side at New Smyrna. Never thought I'd say that. And the caution is back out. Something happening. And we got a lot of cars getting together there. Nicholas Noggle involved. I think that's David Castillo in the 50. Yep, he's involved as well. So another tough break. Turn number 3, the caution comes out. Nicholas Noggle with some heavy front end damage.
Pull it up here live on the Vidane TV instant replay. See if we can figure out exactly why we're under caution here for the second time. Just taking a look through the tapes and trying to figure out who it was. The 30 was involved, I believe you said, correct?
Yeah, it looks like the 3 actually gets into the 08 if you want to look at that going into turn 3. He just didn't check up as I think as the rest were expecting to. He just kind of drove it on in there if you want to take a look at that, Paul.
Yeah, it looks like Blake Clouser into Nicholas Noggle. Paul, will let you take it through it. Let you take us through it here.
Looking at it a little bit slow motion here, heading on down into turn number 3. You can see the 3 car is up high, kind of shoots down low, trying to get that real estate from the 08, and the 08 just kind of gets spun around, gets clipped there by the 99, that throwback Coors Light paint scheme. Kind of sends them up into the wall and collects a few other cars, so definitely tough break for those guys, but be able to gather this back up, get the virtual hammers, bang out some of those dents, and get back to green flag racing.
I just realized this on the side of the 50, David Castillo. He's got the chicken pit throwback paint scheme. That's pretty cool. It's fun seeing what these guys come up with for their paint schemes. A lot of these drivers have their normal paint schemes on the side of the car that you'd see when they go racing, and some people get a little creative with it. It's part of what makes iRacing so much fun here. All right, so we're relining them up here. Another caution coming out. Now, unlike the practice races, these guys don't have resets. They're going to have to run with whatever damage they occur in the race, so they need to keep things together and try to keep the nose clean because they can't reset it. If they run into damage, they're going to be out. No tires as well, so you can't pit for tires. They've got to take care of their stuff, just like as if it were a real race car. So we might see some cautions early. The field's going to thin out. That'll give these guys a little more space to keep going. So the 99 Rex Kenyon going to get the way by and get put back on the lead lap. So Lucky Dog's here just like during the real shows. And then we'll get the restart order for you in a minute. I know it's Ryan Matthews, Ryan Borgs up at the front, a couple of those iRacing standouts, showing that they can get it done here at the Virtual New Smyrna Speedway.
All right, and the lights are off on the Daytona Dodge Pace truck, I believe. And now it's going to be Ryan Borgs again up front here with Ryan Matthews. The 2 that started on the front row are still here on the front row. We are on lap 13, B14 when they take the green.
Keep your eye on that 60, Bruce Bennett here, Wes. We've seen how good he's been in these practice races. Michael Goddard as well. So some good racers up at the front as we go back to green flag racing here at the New Smyrna Speedway in the Esports 100. In that 5 car, Ryan Matthews, he gets the break. The battle's on for second.
They get single file for now. Now Goddard's going to be under fire for third as he sends it into the corner coming out of turn 4.
Oh, he's in trouble. That looked like the 15 to Dodge. Carl Burton around goes Patrick Staropoli as well. And they're just piling up. Hayden Sprague is involved there. Nicholas Noggle, I think. Oh, man, Wes, a big one there off the corner. And I believe it all started with that Dodge Carlbert machine. Tough to see Patrick Starpoli get caught up in that. We've seen him race late models at the New Smyrna Speedway from time to time. He's been in Florida racing for a long time.
He has, and I believe that 15 was at the beginning of it, but there was a lot going on after that. The 34, we saw him get sideways as well. There was a lot of trouble there. Kind of two accidents at once. Looks like they really got bunched up coming off of 4.
Yeah, Paul's going to be busy bringing us through this replay.
Absolutely. They really got bunched up there, and then it just all broke loose.
Yeah, it looks like the 7 got into the back of the 34, and it sent him into the corner a little bit too hot as he gets into the side of the 15. The 15 goes around. Take a quick breath, and the 15 kind of turns back into the 34. He shoots him back into the 7. So the 7 gets involved, gets a lot of nose damage on that. That's actually going to be Lester, the Lester machine there. He's 7 on your screen, number 1 in the scoring here. And after that, you see Anthony Sergio looks like he gets through scot-free. Don't see any other cars right here. As we can see right now, we're seeing the pile up, the 3s involved. A lot of drivers. There's probably half a dozen cars involved in that wreck. Doesn't look like there's anything too crazy bad, though. There wasn't anything that was a real hard hit. A couple of lazy bumper car action here on the straightaway, on the front straight. But caution's back out. We're going to line them back up, see what we got.
Yep, we kind of expected this with this many cars taking the green flag here today. We expected some bumping and banging. And like you said there, Paul, luckily nothing too major. We saw cars upside down in the qualifying races earlier. None of that so far, just some roughed up fenders and probably some tempers as well. And we'll get it ironed out here and hopefully get you some green flag racing to the end. We saw some great green flag racing a couple nights ago, one of the practice races that we had. So, just getting this figured out, getting these guys some space, and we'll get back to green here in a moment. I think there's 2 drivers, Ryan Matthews, Ryan Borgs, that are enjoying the cautions because it's keeping them up at the front of the field. They haven't had much competition up to this point so far, and I think that'll change as we get some of these green flag laps in. There's some heavy hitters like Jesse Powers that will have to come all the way through the field. I expect Joshua Hart to be competitive here once we get to some green flag racing.
Running through the top 10 real quick. Ryan Matthews, like you said, Ryan, he's leading right now. Ryan Borg's right behind him, right next to him, going to be restarting in the 2nd spot. Michael Goddard's going to be 3rd. Bruce Bennett 4th. Joshua Hart 5th. Devin McLeod, he's going to be 6th in the 121. Patrick Thomas 7th. Ryan Pierce 8th. Dodge Carlbrook 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is Jason Lester.
Well, Devin McLeod, he's been kind of quiet in this event. I almost forgot he was out there, but he actually won our opening sportsman race of the season when we actually got to do some racing back in January. So Devin McLeod, he knows how to win here in the sportsman cars. He runs late models. He runs modifieds at other tracks in Florida. And it looks like, I believe, we're getting close to a restart on this one here. And there it is. Green flag is back out. Single file restart for you this time to try to get some laps in here. So we look back up front, Ryan Matthews, Ryan Borgs, and then Joshua Hart working on Bruce Bennett. That's the best battle for position. Joshua Hart, that green, or that, I should say, teal and black car going out to Bruce Bennett's black and gray 60. Single file here on the restart. We're going to make it all the way around, complete another lap.
All right, and basically single file all the way around the track now, which is what these guys need to do. They need to be able to get into a rhythm. Oh, nope, never mind.
Oh, Wes, you jinxed it. Oh, one car going up on his side there. I think that was Michael Trockey, still up on his side. Trockey with a wild ride. Oh, boy, another big wreck. Trockey takes the wild ride in that 144. We're used to seeing him in that petty blue car, so that paint scheme throwing me off a little bit. But, Wes, we got a lap and a half in that time.
That's a record for this race, unfortunately.
Taking a look here at the instant replay, we'll give it to you in slow motion. You can see the 144 of Trockey. He gives the 19 a little bit of a shot, sends the 19 down low. It looks like he kind of overcorrects, and the 43 car was there, and he makes contact with the 144 again. Trockey doing a little bit of wall riding. what's that called, a grind, I think, in skateboarding. I don't know. I haven't been on a skateboard in like 25 years, but big damage on Trocky's machine, the 144, and you can see he gets another shot there from the number 43. So tough break. Hopefully we can get these guys lined up, get some green flag racing in here. It's one of those things where a lot of these drivers are, they've run with practice, but they may not have been lined up with everybody else in those said practice races. So a lot of guys are still kind of getting used to what's going on with each of the drivers and all of the other competitors too. So we'll get it straightened out. We'll get some green flag racing in, I promise you.
And we got to keep track of who finishes last place in this race. Because whoever finishes last place gets $20.
Hey, and $20 right now, that's something. And maybe that's what happened here, Wes. We got a little bit of money on the line, and these guys, they need every penny they can get these days. So getting a little aggressive, getting a little crazy out there, but that's just the nature of the beast. We've seen races like this on the real track, and race control will come out and smooth these guys out and get them to cooperate a little bit. That's why they've gone to the single file restarts already, because we want to try to get some green flag racing in. I know, Wes, that we talked about making this 100 green flag laps, and probably a good call that we didn't, because we might be here a while if that were the case.
Yeah, and right now Patrick Starpoli in that 34. He's currently sitting in that last place position, I believe. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Looks like that's where the big battle is going to be. Then we got to figure out our hard chargers.
Yeah, the hard charger award coming from Super Spray Pressure Wash and the guys over at Edgewater Screen. I know they're all tuning in watching James Adams, who unfortunately had a rough go of things in the qualifiers, so didn't make the main event. But big thank you to those guys for supporting this. They've been a huge supporter of the actual New Smyrna Speedway and now chipping in on the virtual stuff. And you know, Wes, if this goes well, maybe iron out a couple of the kinks here, we might try to do this again down the road.
Absolutely, and we're going to go single file one more time, single file racing. Try to keep this green. That's the reason why we're doing this. Seems like we're trying all different things here to try to get some green flag racing in. And shout out to the drivers that have made this race. Quite a few big names that have made this race, and let's see if the Ryans can battle it out and possibly get a rhythm in.
Yeah, rhythm. That's what we need here, because we've seen a lot of blues so far in this one. As the green flag getting ready to come back out. Yep, looks like they're going to call off the restart for one reason or another. So no start. Pace car going to come through the wall and bring them back down under caution.
I think not everybody was lined up right, so they just threw off the start real quick. They didn't have the lineup exactly right, so they're going to just delay this caution, run a couple laps, make sure that it's lined up the way it should be.
All right, so Scores still working hard here right next to me, getting everybody in position just like they normally do on a regular Saturday night. So I think we're going to try it one more time. Pace truck should be peeling off. So Matthews in the 5. He takes the lead once again over that 2, Ryan Borgs. Michael Goddard up to 3rd in the 37. Clean and green so far. Back to 4th, Bruce Bennett. Joshua Hart, the top 5 as we complete another circuit.
All right, hopefully they can get into some kind of rhythm here. We're going to go through the field, and looks like we're basically going to be single file all the way through for the most part. They're kind of in a first group and then a second group. Just a couple battles further on in the back, nothing too crazy. It's almost to the point, let's battle for last to see who can get it to get that $20.
Hey, if you're back there in that spot, why not? You know, $20, that'll help you get a couple more beers to cure the headache after the race. But here we go. We got a battle with Joshua Hart and Bruce Bennett up there for the 5th spot. Bennett in the 60, Hart in the 95 there. Everybody getting down single file. Looks like Wes, a little bit of rhythm anyways, getting a couple of laps on the green.
This is what they've been waiting for. This is what they wanted to see. They wanted to see it go green for a little bit, get the rhythm in, warm these tires up, get a heat cycle under them, and finally looks like that's what we're getting.
But still, it's the Ryans up at the front of the field. Ryan Matthews, Ryan Borgs. Patrick Thomas heating up the back bumper of Devin McLeod. Those two no strangers racing against each other in real life. And now battling for position out here on the virtual New Smyrna Speedway. Joshua Hart still putting the pressure on Bruce Bennett. Good job by these drivers. Here comes Patrick Thomas. Thomas dives down on the inside of McLeod. He's got the position over there in turn number 1. McLeod going to try to cross him over. Can't quite get it done on the back straightaway.
Off the wall is the 51 of Pierce. He bounces off the wall now going into 3. Gatherin's back up. He's under pressure from Dodge Calvert in the 15. They come off of 4. They're able to keep it straight. And we are now on to lap 35.
Well, good recovery for Dodge Carlbert. He was involved in one of the dust-ups earlier in the event, still riding it safely inside the top 5 right now, or top 10, I should say. Battle here in the top 5. Joshua Hart, 95. Bruce Bennett, 60, still battling for that spot.
Further back through the field right now, we are basically single file, a little bit of a battle further back. Blake Clouser settling down into the 18th position. He gets passed by Rex Kenyon for 17th in the 99. Other than that, the next battle up top will be Michael Trockey, who goes really high there.
Trockey just lost a couple spots there, Wes. Up the track, Stephen Hollinger getting by. And that 0-1 machine now goes to work on Stephen Hollinger. That's Brody Gunter there in the 0-1. I think our youngest competitor in the field.
Big damage on the 01 and the 92 there. They have quite a bit, as well as Trockey. You know, all 3 of these guys have gotten mixed up into something or another down the road, but nonetheless, back up front where the clean cars are, you have the 32 with Jesse Powers, Anthony Sergi running 11th here. 10th is Jason Lester. Great showing by him. Even a little bit of damage on that front end. Jason Lester's doing a great job. Dodge Calvert running 9th in the 15. Running 8th is Ryan Pierce in the 51. 7th, Devin McLeod in the 121. 6th, Patrick Thomas in the top in 6th, and rounding out to your top 5 now is Bruce Bennett in the 60, Josh Hart in the 95, 3rd, Michael Goddard, and then 2nd, Ryan Borgs, and your leader, Ryan Matthews, in the 5.
Boy, Ryan Matthews came out here in qualifying. Almost forgot he was in the field. Those top 10 that qualified earlier today didn't have to race through all the crazy races to get in the show. And now the Ryans looking good here in the booth and on the racetrack. So Ryan Matthews, your leader, Ryan Borgs up there in 2nd. As we're getting some real good green flag racing in right now. We'll see if the battle for the lead can heat up before it's all said and done.
All right, as we ride on board with the 2 car here, seeing how everything's rocking and rolling with him. Not too bad of a scene for him. Only 1 car he has to worry about, and that's Ryan Borgs. And man, oh man, this is what we've been waiting for. This long green flag run, and not really all that long, but man, it's going pretty well.
Yeah, now the lap's starting to tick down here, and here's going to be the problem though, Wes. The leader's going to catch this lap traffic here not too long from now, and then we're going to have a heck of a battle. That was pretty cool seeing the 3 in the 97, Dale Earnhardt versus Chad Little there in the back of the field.
Couple of throwbacks, and the 99's a throwback late model.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool to see.
Some really good looking cars. Got to give these drivers a hand there for painting up some beautiful cars for us to look at here today. And boy, they're doing a good job keeping things smooth here at this point. A rough start to this race, and now we're getting some green laps in. And everybody just kind of holding their positions, trying to click off some laps. They can't win it at this stage of the race, but they can set themselves up nicely, or they can hurt themselves, just like we see on a regular basis. All right, now we're getting that rhythm that we talked about here, Wes. There's a battle. Looks like Devin McLeod and Patrick Thomas. They've been glued together much of this race. Thomas, that 25 TM Ranch car, going to hold off the Toyota 121 of McLeod. Ryan Pierce getting into it as well in the 51.
They're able to figure that out with the winner of that battle going to the 25 of Patrick Thomas. Devin McLeod, though, not letting him get too far away from him, but Ryan Pierce in the 51. Right there looking to stalk and prey on the 121, and right there behind him is Dodge Calvert in the 15. Just 4 cars under a blanket.
Carl Burt getting racy. This might be the eye of the storm right now, Wes. We might want to keep it right here with Patrick Thomas, Devin McLeod, Ryan Pierce, Dodge Carl Burt. 3 of those 4 have some good experience here at the New Smyrna Speedway, and they're racing hard here on the virtual side.
All right, we're getting close to halfway to go here. This is what we've been looking for again, a long green flag run. Yes, it wasn't the track conditions these guys were waiting on, what they expected. They've been practicing in all different track conditions. What this was actually a mistake putting up the server, the track condition that it's in, but everybody has the same thing underneath them. Everybody has to deal with the same thing, and you're getting to see Ryan Matthews right now dominating this race with Ryan Borgs in tow. But this is where your battle is. Your battle is for that 6th position with the 25 of Patrick Thomas, the 121 of Devin McLeod, the 51 of Ryan Pierce, and then Dodge Colbert in the 15.
And so far, everybody holding their position. Oh, look out, Devin McLeod. He gets a bump. He drifts through 1 and 2. Down on the apron, is he going to save it? Oh, man, save of the race right there for Devin McLeod, but he's not going to be happy, Wes.
Yep, this is when drivers start driving over their heads because you know he's going to want to get a little bit of payback there as we've reached the halfway to go point. And he's realized, all right, got to cool down these tires. You just went through a big slide. You drop back to 12th from the 7th position. It's still not over there. Still a long way to go. But now this has entered Jason Lester into this battle as he's sitting P9.
I was just going to say, here comes Lester. Here comes Anthony Sergi in the 20. And, Wes, you kind of touched on it. These guys battling some difficult conditions out here. And, boy, I got to get – oh, there's the caution. Caution going to come out. We got one around. Oh, wow, the 5. Matthews was involved. We'll have to get a replay on that and see what happened. We were watching the action in the back of the field. Now the leader involved perhaps with a lap car. We'll have to see what happened.
Looks like, yeah, possibly a lap car got involved as we're going to get a replay of that. The 41 of Hayden Sprague.
Yep.
It looks like he possibly got spun. We're going to get a replay of that. He just spun it all on his own, hit the wall, and just kind of stopped and trying to get out of the way, but it was too late. But it looks like the 5 may not have made any hard contact. Paul, what do you got there?
Yeah, we're just cold queuing it up right now. We're going to give it to you here. We'll do a little bit of slow motion. You can see, let me back that up just one more step. Hard racing here. The 41 gets a shot in the back from the number 34 car and just kind of sends him around. We'll give it to you in real time. Shoots him on down low. He comes up and he smacks the wall there. Taps one of the cars as he's going by, and the 5 car was able to slow down. Doesn't actually hit anything. He was able to get that car woed up, able to get him stopped in time, so no damage on the 5 car for Matthews. So that's good news for him. Just a tough break for the just looks like hard racing there back in the back of the pack, getting those guys to try and stay on the lead lap. But great heads up driving there from the 5 car and avoiding that wreck.
Boy, he's very lucky. And Wes, I think me and you both thought that he got involved with the lap car. Maybe he was the one that initiated the caution, so he just was able to lock her down, get out of the way. So he will still be the leader. Ryan Matthews dodging a bullet there.
Yeah, nice long green flag run there, guys. Nice long green flag run. That's what we've been trying to do. That's what we've been trying to see. Really, really good run there.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get back to some more good green flag racing, try to finish this one out. The battle for the lead, it's been calm up there. The Ryans, Matthews and Borgs doing a great job pacing the field. We had some great racing, though, with McLeod and Thomas. McLeod with that big save over there in 1 and 2. That was incredible. Definitely want to give him a shout-out for car control. So, all right. Yes, and of course, we do want to thank our viewers as well. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying our first foray into virtual racing here at the New Smyrna Speedway today.
And hopefully we're going to have more events with different drivers, different faces, some of the same faces, try to do different, all different events, demo derbies, enduros, all of that good stuff. Maybe we can have some fun. And it looks like the lights on the pace car are off. We're going to re-rack them here, Ryan.
Yep, getting down to it. And we're going to see if anyone has anything for these Ryans with the front. Ryan Matthews in the 5 is your leader. Ryan Borgs the 2. In second is Michael Goddard. Joshua Hart, he's made his way up to 4th. Keep your eye on him. He might be a sleeper here. Here we go, Wes. Back to green flag racing here at the New Smyrna Speedway.
And just like before, the 5 of Ryan Matthews able to get the whole shot here, but Ryan Borgs trying to stay in touch, but not quite able to as he comes off the corner there, not losing too much, but the battle's for 3rd. In between the Michael Goddard and the 37 and Josh Hart on the top side there in the 95.
Joshua Hart making some gains up there, trying to clear this 37 of Michael Goddard. Bruce Bennett and Patrick Thomas battling for position. Good battle here for 3rd on back.
Great job there on the restart. The 60 of Bruce Bennett leans up on the 37, has to check up. A little bit of contact, but everybody keeps it straight. Good job there by those guys, and we're back to single file up front, getting back in that rhythm with 40 to go.
Good job by these guys sorting it out under that double file restart once again. Joshua Hart, the big winner. He's moved up to 3rd. We'll see if he can close in now. And Ryan Borgs in the 2, Ryan Matthews in the 5. Still showing the way, the field as we look through. Still pretty much single file, a little bit of side-by-side. Trocky and Castillo here battling for that spot. Further back in the field, as we cycle back up to the lead, it's still Matthews in the 5.
Ryan Matthews he races legend cars in real life, of course, and he's an avid iRacer as well in the virtual iRacing, and he's doing a great job out here. He's no stranger to short tracks on iRacing, and he's showing it here. I'm sure he has a lot of laps on this sim, and we're going to look back a little bit further back in the field here. David Costello in the 50 and the 97 of Jarrett Bolliard battling side by side, and contact is made off of 4, but they're able to hold it.
And now here comes Nicholas Noggle in the 08. Boy, that looked realistic. If you get loose down on the bottom and open up that outside groove off the corner, those cars will fill the spot. Look at the 97 making a move on Michael Trocky. Michael Trocky gets back into him there. Trocky having a bit of a rough day out there today.
Yeah, Trocky not too happy there, and he just booted Jarrett Bolliard there, but Jarrett was able to hold on to it, as now he works on the outside of Patrick Staropoli, who is not on the lead lap. They're not for position.
Still out there battling. Now the 97 going around the 0-1. Jarrett Bolliard in the 97 trying to salvage something. You can see that car looks like it's been through a war zone so far today. Almost got cut off and almost got rear-ended again by Staropoli. This is where the action is right now, as the lead is still remaining the same.
And he is definitely trying here, the 97 of Jarrett Bolliard. He has another race tonight at Vidane Racing. He has a super speedway race where he is an points leader by 8 points with only 2 races remaining, and that's all. That's got to be on his mind tonight as well. But nonetheless, the focus is on the 0-1 here of Brody Gunter, as he tries to work under Brody in 3 and 4.
Brody doing a good job getting into the field. One of the youngest drivers in competition. Actually had a conversation with his mom about this event to get him in it. So we got all ages, all kinds of different backgrounds, all kinds of different drivers. That's what it's all about here, and we're having a great time here during the Esports 100. The battle for the lead, though, still, well, it's not much of a battle. It still kind of remains the same as we watch Anthony Sergi and Jason Lester continue to battle up to the pack.
Anthony Sergi in the 20 able to grab a top 10 position so far. He's doing a hell of a job so far. He's done a really good job of battling up to where he's at. We are on board with him as he looks down the pipe at Ryan Pierce in the 51. He's just biding his time, picking them up one by one.
Sergi, the former super late model champion at New Smyrna Speedway, he's been stuck right there in the middle of the field much of the day. Hasn't really shown the muscle that we thought he might have, but still plenty of chance. Anything can happen here. We've seen the lap cars get into it and almost take out the leader. And as the laps do turn away, Wes, we'll see that aggression pick up just like we saw in those heats in the LCQ earlier.
Yep, in the battle there, now Sergi under fire from Jason Lester. Jason trying to figure out a way to get around Sergi there, but not able to do so, but all over his back bumper, trying to figure out what does it take. And Lester into the wall.
Into the wall, climbed up it, and here comes Devin McLeod in the 121 into the thick of things here.
Let's see if Lester can hold his composure here. Make sure you don't panic. Just because you hit the wall doesn't mean it's over for you, as he's now looking underneath the 20 of Anthony Sergi. Is he there? No, he's not. He's going to slide back up behind him.
Right. Very hard to pass. Jesse Powers getting into that mix as well. Oh, look at Sergi up the track. Here comes Lester and McLeod now. Jason Lester going to get by Sergi all the way to the wall. A little bit of contact there. They keep it straight. Good battling here throughout the middle of the field. Jesse Powers in the 32 going to take over a spot from Sergi.
Sergi looks like he's a little off the pace right now, possibly a little bit too much tire fall off than what he was expecting. He's able to settle right back, though. Lost a couple spots there that lap, but now going to settle in on lap 75 and P12, and the caution is out.
Oh, Patrick Thomas in the 25. Patrick Thomas gets turned around. He was up there right amongst the top 5 or 6 competitors, and now Thomas is backwards, sitting sideways on the racetrack.
And it looks like Patrick Thomas may have gotten a little bit of help from the 15 of Dodge Calvert there in 1 and 2. And
he certainly did.
Yeah, Paul's going to get us that replay there, but man, just kind of sent him up the track a little bit.
Yeah, we'll back this up. Take a look at the old Vidane TV instant replay. queuing it up here, the number 25, and man, oh man, it actually, I'm just kind of taking a look here at the viewer chat. It actually looks like the 25 driver's mom is watching, and as soon as she said that, man, we saw the 25 around. So we'll take a quick look here, and we're going to look at it in slow motion. 15 down low, the 25 is up top, and 25 is actually 13 years old. Like you made mention earlier, Ryan, he's the youngest competitor here in the New Smyrna Esports 100 here on the iRacing simulator.
Getting some news here. We've had a driver change in the car. It's actually Tanner Thomas driving for his dad in this competition today.
Gotcha. That makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, it looks like the 15 just got into the back quarter, sent him on around. No big contact or anything like that. You see the leaders go on by. A lot of drivers going by. Great car control there. He's able to hold that car up there, letting everybody know that he is wrecked. But you know what? He's not going to come down in front of anybody to try and ruin their day. So awesome car control there from the number 25. Tough break. Gets a little bit of help getting sent around there. But you know what? No damage, no harm, no foul. Gather it back up and hope we can get a wave around for the 25. Get him back on a lead lap. Get back in here to some competitive racing.
Well, hey, I was not surprised to see the 25 running well here at New Smyrna Speedway because I thought it was Patrick Thomas, but to hear it's his son Tanner driving that thing, kudos, shout out to him having a great run up until that point. So he has nothing to hang his head on here today. So passing that news along, Tanner Thomas there in the 25 today.
All right, looks like we'll probably be getting a restart right around the 20 to go mark. Bit of fun race to call, Ryan. I've had a lot of fun up here in the booth. Drivers a little upset about a lot of things, but it's a game. But they still take it pretty dang seriously.
See, and that's the thing. They do take it seriously. And when things get a little haywire, well, they like to let us know. And hey, this is the first one. We've done some practice things, and we're learning just as much as anybody else. And anyways, it's going to be a good finish. The Ryans setting the pace, but Joshua Hart, he's been creeping up there, up into third here on this restart. Do you think anybody has anything for these Ryans up at the front here?
If anybody does, it's going to be Josh Hart, but we've seen in the practice races where Goddard is no slouch either. Goddard has no problem getting up there and battling with him. So this top four is going to be a top four to watch. But again, Bruce Bennett's not too far behind them. And Ryan Pierce, not a name that we've really seen winning the practice races, but it definitely not somebody to shy away from.
Absolutely not. Bruce was real good in those practices. Michael Goddard, Pierce, like you said. We'll see if anybody can wrestle the lead away from these two Ryans. Here we go. Green flag coming back out. Let's see what happens here. Another double file restart and a great restart. Ryan Matthews in the 5. He takes off. Now Joshua Hart has company from the 37 of Michael Goddard up off turn number 2.
Josh Hart not getting the start that he wanted, but he's going to settle back in here at the 4th position as Bruce Bennett comes flying in. But look who it is, the 1 car of Jason Lester.
Yeah.
Little bit of contact there. Looks like they're going to hold it straight, though. But Jason's still working on the 51 of Ryan Pierce, trying to get the bottom side working, but Pierce gets the run on the outside.
Top 5-6 cars, single file west with the eye of the storm. It's brewing. It's about to turn into a Category 5 hurricane, and there's the caution. We got more trouble on the racetrack.
The 50 there is caught up in that one. Looks like it may have happened further up in front of him. Looks like the 3 and the 99.
Oh, man, we got a big one there on the back straightaway.
The 3 and the 99 at the least. Yep, that's not a good look to have. You don't want to be up like that, I'll tell you that. And we're going to get you a quick replay to see exactly what happened. It just looks like the 92 and the 3 may have made some contact, which collects the 99 and more.
Well, a couple second-generation drivers getting together. Blake Klauser, Stephen Hollinger. Names you might recognize at the New Smyrna Speedway from the past. Those are their sons, Rex Hollinger and Rich Klauser's sons getting into it there.
Yeah, correct myself there. I'm actually being corrected here by the folks watching here on Facebook Live. The number 3, he's actually going to be our youngest driver. He's only 11 years old. So
boy, they're getting younger and younger, aren't they?
Yeah, they're getting younger and younger. So it looks like, it's an unfortunate thing. I didn't do my homework here, but the 92 just hits the apron, comes on up, snags Clausen right there in the back quarter, collects the 99, does that skateboard trick there again on the wall. The 01 gets a little bit more damage, and the 3 comes across the nose of the number 50 machine too. They come down, they smash into the inside wall, some big heavy damage all the way around all 4 posts there on the number 3 car. So tough break for Clausen here. So hopefully he can get some of that straightened out. We're going to be coming back to green with less than 15 to go. So it's go time. It's time for these guys to really pull their belts up tight and see what they can get. We've got Ryan and Ryan still up front, so got to see if any of these drivers are going to be able to knock those guys off those positions.
And this race does have an incident point cap, which means with the incident point cap is if you get certain incident points from iRacing, there's a cap, and the cap was set at 20 for this race. 20 is quite a bit. It takes a lot of bumping and banging to get 20 incident points. It's something that these guys up front probably aren't worrying about, but we've seen a couple of guys get disqualified from this race from iRacing because of the amount of incident points that they had. So, but you don't always have to be the cause of a wreck to get an incident point, unfortunately. That's just how the server goes. Rex Kenyon was asked to park by iRacing because of the amount of incident points he had, as well as Michael Trockey. Just one of those things where you got to stay out of trouble, as this time around will be 14 to go.
No, that's actually E.J. Wilcoxon driving the pace truck today, as he usually does at the New Smyrna Speedway.
E.J. Wilcoxon, I got to race him in the vet against him in that beautiful Dodge Daytona pace truck, and he did his best.
Man, Wes, we got to get you out there and have him race you in the Challenger that he's got now.
Oh, I'm absolutely down. I just want to be back on a racetrack. I don't care what we're racing at this point.
Oh, man. We'll be back there soon, and I'm telling you, folks, when we get back to racing, it's going to be big.
All right, we're doing a single file restart one more time. The lights are off, and we are green flag racing back here at New Smyrna with only a handful of laps to go.
Boy, Ryan Matthews, big restart there. And I really thought Joshua Hart was going to get up there and challenge for the lead. Now he's back in 4th. It's going to be hard to wrestle the lead away from the 5 of Ryan Matthews. He's going to have to make a mistake, I believe, if they're going to get by him here at West. He's dominated this event.
Ryan Matthews knows what he's doing, but Joshua Hart put on a heck of a show earlier last night, actually, in a little practice race. But with the weather being a little bit different, maybe it's just not as strong, as we see Bruce Bennett trying to close up on the 95 of Hart, who closes up on the 37 of Goddard here, coming out of 4. Again, a handful of laps to go.
Getting down to it here, Ryan Matthews, Ryan Borgs, 1 and 2, pretty much the entire time. Michael Goddard has been he's been right up there in the top 5 from 3rd, 4th, 5th much of the night. But the laps are winding down. These guys, so they're going to make something happen. They're going to have to make it happen now. There's not a lot of time. 10 to go, as a matter of fact, just 10 laps to go in this contest.
Oh, and hard in the wall is the 1 of Jason Lesser. He's able to get it back straight, though. Jason Lesser having a little bit of an issue. Now he's under fire from Devin McLeod in the 121, coming out of 4 for that 7th position.
Devin McLeod, the 121. Jason Lester in the 1, making a little bit of contact there in turn number 1. We'll see if Lester keeps it off the wall this time. He does. McLeod actually might have bounced off of it that time.
A little bit of a battle here heating up for that 3rd position as Josh Hart really starts to put the hammer down on the 37 of Michael Goddard. 2 very fast, very clean race car drivers. Be interesting to see if he's able to work his way around him. But further back, the 121 able to make his way around Jason Lester. And now Anthony Sergi working the outside on Jason Lester.
Sergi and Jesse Powers getting into it too. Lester gets knocked down to that inside lane, can't get the momentum up off the corner. They're trying to freight train him now. Caution is out. Caution is out. So we'll see what's going to happen. We'll see. Trying to figure out what happened here for you folks with the caution, I believe, coming out towards the back end of the field. We'll get that queued up for you, let you know what happened.
Not exactly sure. Trying to find possibly Holland.
Might have been this 92.
We'll take a look here, try to rewind it, and it wrecked. I don't think it was the 92. The 92 was clean. Trying to see who was involved, not seeing any cars really off the pace. It may have been in the middle of the pack somewhere, but if it might have been something that was quick enough to be just a quick spin and back going. But I'm not seeing anything that is really standing out. We'll keep an eye on that. Looks like actually the 08 was going to be involved in that somewhere or another. So we're going to try to watch Nick Noggle here. Looks like he possibly had an issue. As we're going to try to get that together for you here.
Yeah, we'll take a quick look here. We're going to bring it to you in a little bit to slow motion here. You've got the 08 up high, the 15 down low, a little bit of contact as they head in, trying to chase down that 01 machine. And you can see, bam, just scrapes the wall just a little bit, the 08 does, and he comes down across the nose in the 15, and looks like the 15 actually has a connection issue and misses the contact there. 08 hard into the wall. Looks like he's got some big damage there on the left-hand side. Kind of matches the right front quarter now of that car. He's got damage on all 4 posts of that car. So we're going to be restarting here. We're going to have just a few laps to go. It looks like we're actually getting real close to a green-white checkered finish.
All right, and this time around, it is double file restarts from here on out. You're going to see double file restarts, so going to be interesting here.
It certainly is, and if anybody has anything for this 5 car, they're going to have to show it now. I've been waiting for it, Wes. I really thought, all right, he's running good up at the front. Tires will probably burn off. Things will change. We'll get some of these guys that come from the back, but we haven't really seen that. It's been the top 2 have been right there the whole time. And if something's going to change, it's going to change now. That aggression meter is pegged, Wes. Patience, it's gone out the window. Everyone's losing their patience with somebody out here today. And now we're going to see what happens as we get ready to finish this one off. The 5 is going to be hard to beat. It might take a bumper to get by him, but we'll see.
I believe, Ryan, we're going to be going into a green-white checkered finish, and these guys are going to have 2 chances to finish this thing off under green flag conditions. So 2 chances at a green-white checkered.
All right, there you heard it. Green-white checker finish coming up. Ryan Matthews in the 5, Ryan Borgs in the 2, Michael Goddard 37, Joshua Hart 95, Bruce Bennett rounding out the top 5 of the Ryan Pierce in the 51 outside of him. Will it be one of those guys, Wes, or is somebody going to surprise us from the back?
Man, that's going to be hard to beat Ryan Matthews. I know him personally. The guy's a heck of a race car driver. He knows how to wheel it around. He's shown us here as the Daytona Dodge Pace Truck makes its way out of turn 4. It's going to make its way down to the pit stall of his own, and we are green.
They bunched him up, and Matthews on the jump. He's got clear space going down into turn number 1. Borg's going to fill that hole down to the inside. Borg's with a good launch through 1 and 2. Now they're stacked up from 3rd on back. Caution is out. Caution is out. That is not what we want to hear. It's Lester. Jason Lester in trouble.
Yeah, it looks like the one of Jason Lester. A little bit of issue through 1 and 2, possibly a little bit of an issue with the 01 car. If I know Jason Lester, he's not going to be happy. But we get one more chance to re-rack this. Paul, what you got for us?
Yeah, we'll take a look again here. A little bit of a mix-up with the 7 and the 1. You're actually going to see the scoring is the 1 of Lester. On his paint scheme is the number 7. You see he makes a little bit of contact there with the 32, sends him up the track just a bit. And the 01 saw a hole, but that hole closed before he got there. So he gets in the back of Lester, sends him on around, and you see the 25 looks like he's involved. And everybody else gets off scat-free there. So tough break for Lester. He gets spun around here towards the end of the race. But man, oh man, we got one more green-white checkered attempt here. Going to see what we can do, see if that 5 of Matthews can hold on.
And for those watching here tonight, be sure to like Vidane Racing, just like Vidane on the name here, Vidane Racing on Facebook. We will actually be running a super speedway race, so that will be there as well. You'll be able to see some of the coverage there. Also, everybody that's watching, thank you for watching this race. It's been a heck of a journey here in the last hour and a half. Also, there will be a post-race show after this. We will be interviewing the top 3 after this and kind of recapping this a little bit too. So post-race show interviewing the top 3. So be sure to stick around for that and hit that subscribe button. This isn't the only event that we do. We call races on Sundays. We have races that we're calling on Fridays, on Saturdays. We called a race before this one. And we actually have a triple header tomorrow. That's right. 3 races we're calling on a Sunday. So it should be an eventful day. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to give us a check out, and hopefully we'll have some more races here with New Smyrna Speedway.
And Wes, I want to chime in here and thank you guys and Vidane TV for getting with us and making this happen for us. I wouldn't have been able to make it happen myself, so thank you guys for coming on board, helping us out. Hopefully we can do more of these in the future. But on behalf of the New Smyrna Speedway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope this is helping fill a little bit of that void. We can't wait to get back to racing Each day that passes is one day closer to going back racing at the Real New Smyrna Speedway. When we have more information, when we're able to reopen and all that, we will let everybody know. We cannot wait to go back racing. So we hope to see you all there when we open up the doors once again.
All right, Ryan. So here we go. This will be the final green-white checkered. The final green-white checkered.
So next flag going to end this race.
Yep, and we've heard that we need to keep an eye on the one car. So,
of course we do.
Paul, I need you to call this start, and we're going to keep an eye on the one.
All right, so this is it, folks. We're watching the one of Jason Lester. He's probably not too happy. We're going to see if Ryan Matthews can hang on and win this thing. A lot can happen in 2 laps. Let's see what does. Here we go. Back on our way.
Huge jump there from Matthews into number 5, heading on down into turn number 1. No pressure behind him. The battle right now is going to be for second.
All right, we're watching the one car of Jason Lester here, and so far so good. He's looking clean and green. That's what we want to hear. So maybe not as bad as we thought it was going to be. We heard he was a little heated, but the white flag is out. Ryan Matthews, does he have anything?
Oh, look at Bruce Bennett. Oh, Bennett gets into Goddard, and they're going to wreck big on the back straightaway. Upside down goes Bruce Bennett on his lid. Oh, man, and he's flying through the air. They're all wrecked on the back straightaway, and I think Ryan Matthews got the only clean car. There it is. Ryan Matthews, your winner, as they wreck big on the back straightaway.
Ryan Matthews, your winner. Ryan Borg, second. Third place going to Ryan Pierce. Fourth place, Anthony Sergi.
Where did he come from?
Fourth place for Anthony Sergi, and then Jason Lester got fifth.
You got to be kidding me.
Jason, you're going to get some replays, ladies and gentlemen. They're going
we got
to 20. They're going to focus on the what?
Oh, you just never know what's going to happen here, man.
Jason
wow.
Lester starting the last lap. He started the last lap in a 14th position, ladies and gentlemen. 14th position. We're going to see a replay of Jason Lester's last lap. We're going to see a replay of Anthony Sergi's last lap and more. My, oh my, oh my.
Now that is how you drive through a wreck. And you know what he did, Wes? He never lifted. He just drove straight through it.
Wow. Unbelievable. We got some drivers that are not happy with that. They're not happy with each other. Anthony Sergi started 8th, but still, he was able to just, it looks like he was able to just plow his way through there and wow.
He was just one of the lucky ones there, Wes. He got into the back of Hart there just a little bit, but Sergi able to survive, and pretty much everybody involved in the incident is upset. Those that made it through are happy with their finish here today, and that's just how it goes.
Taking a look right now on board with Lester. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Calamity corner all the way through, and he just gets on through like it's nobody's business. You see the 20 cars clean in front of him. He was able to get through. Sergi finishes 4th, so that was definitely very cool. We'll back that up one more time as you can see these cars just... you can even see as we're backing up here, 60, Bennett, he's flipping, 30 was involved, the 32 is involved, the 3 is involved, the 01's involved. And,
we got to get a good shot of Bennett for these guys there. That was a wild ride he took.
Taking a look there, man, just crazy flipping action, and you can see Lester just gets on through it. Not a problem there. We're going to focus on the number 60 now, Bruce Bennett, flipping all over the place. We're going to look at that too, see if we can find out exactly what caused this wreck. And you're going to see it right here. The 37's in front of 60. And you see the 95 is up high in that blue and black machine. Bennett looks like he just gets a little bit loose. Shoots on up into the 37. He comes across the nose of the 85. The 51 gets a bump. The 121 gets sent around. And there goes 60. Boop! Up under the wall. Upside down. Scraping. Sparks flying. He gets a big shot from that number 50 machine. And man, oh man, bunch of tore up race cars here. But luckily here in the iRacing simulator, everybody's going to walk away okay. They might be a little bit mad, but going to walk away just fine.
Before we get to our winners, I got a driver that we need to talk to. Are you there, Jason Lester? Jason Lester, we got you. We're trying to key up Jason Lester's ride. Jason, are you there?
No, he's still trying to figure out how he did that.
Yeah, I was going to say, but as we're waiting for Jason to arrive, Jason, is key in when you're there as PG as possible. Let's first get to...
Yo!
Oh, there he is, Jason.
There he is.
Hey!
So, all right, as PG as possible here, Jason, we saw you get into an incident before the last green-white checkered there. We saw you go to the back. You came across the line with the final lap at 14th position, and you crossed the line at the checkered in 5th. How did you make that happen there, weaving and bobbing through that last accident?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know. It's hard. You try to be patient for 75 laps, and patient as can be, caution after caution. And I had somebody on the outside before that last restart. Someone dove in. I didn't have room spun. I'll tell you what. It was. I don't know what happened, but I just like they say, Talladega. You see smoke, you drive, and I just drove. And next thing you knew, I saw Sergi, and I was fifth. So, but you know what? It's the luck of the draw. Finally got some on my side.
You and Sergi just you both just followed the air and able to make it through that. Cars flipping, Bruce Bennett all over the place. I mean, he was doing cartwheels like for the Olympics, and you were just able to work your way through. And why we got you here? Is there anybody that you would like to thank that could be watching? We had over 150 viewers at least live at one point that you may know and may want to say hello to.
Yeah, I've got a lot of messages. They're all here to see me. That's just the bottom line. We already know that. But everybody, it's crazy being at home doing this. It's nice to actually get some seat time. I know everybody thinks it's just a game. It is, but it's a real sim. Like I said, you don't feel it in the butt, but you're here to get seat time, and it helps. I mean, you run the line that you run like I do with the Pro Truck, and it's cool that you guys put the race on. But I mean, it sucks that you can't get your spot back in this, and sometimes you're the victim, sometimes you cause it. But why we have so many good drivers in this sim, and why we're having so many cautions, I just don't get it, especially from the people that they're the best, they think they're the best, and they come on here and they're caution. Just I don't know, man. It's everybody. I'd like to thank everybody, my sponsors, Clean Slate Painting. My girlfriend lets me buy this stupid rig, and this is all I do. It's stupid.
Well, I understand it, man. Thank you again, and we can't wait to see you on an actual track, bud.
Thank you. I'll see you guys soon.
Yep, Jason, we want to see you win at the real New Smyrna Speedway, all right?
That's easy, man. I do it. Just got to get back to racing.
That's right.
All
Hope
right.
to see you soon, bud.
We're gonna grab one more down here. Another guy that was just that just made us go, what in the world? And that driver is the driver of the 20. Another guy that I just screamed like, holy crap! Anthony, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Anthony, all right.
How did you do that?
Wow.
I looked for the hole there at the end. I know a couple of us in the Discord were trying to save tires, and we knew it was going to come down to a green, white, checkered finish, and had that wreck there at the end, unfortunately. But I just found the hole and tried to get through.
At some point at the end of that, and you got into 3 and 4 and looked in your mirror and see Bruce Bennett trying out for the Olympics with cartwheels off the top rope, you had to be happy, like, holy crap, I just made it through that and I'm scoring a top 5.
Yeah, well, I finished 4th. Still not happy about that. Wish I would have won, but maybe the next race, hopefully New Smyrna puts on another one and we can race here again. But I just gotta thank everyone for putting the race on. Thank my dad, MJS Concrete, everyone out there for the help. Dennis Dean for the setup work, and hopefully we'll be better next.
Yeah, and thank you for joining and sticking around. And I know there were some couple things that didn't go exactly as planned, and we're going to work all those out. But we thank you for your support, not only with this, but at the real track as well. And it's great having some of our real drivers out there putting on the show.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Definitely think it'd be cool to get some fans out here so you can race with us and see what it's kind of like. iRacing isn't exactly perfect, but it shows kind of what racing's about, and you could race. The fans that are in the stands can always be down here in iRacing and race with us.
Yeah, and we might try to get more fans involved next time. Who knows? Maybe even do a couple enduros and just get a bunch of random people out there and just kind of take the pressure off and just go have fun.
Yeah, exactly. This is a money race, so some of us were kind of high amped trying to win some money there. But I gotta thank all the sponsors that sponsored all the money and all the contingencies and everything like that, and everyone that put their straight.
Anthony, you started, I believe, 12th and you finished 4th. After you might have just won the hard charger. I'm gonna have to just double check everything on that. But man, even if you didn't, what a race, man! We were more than proud to call that up here in the booth.
Yeah, that race was real good. That second half, we had that long green flag run, and it was kind of everyone was saving tires. You saw everyone kind of line up, and then one guy got loose and spun out, and then brought us all back together. And I think that's when everyone started dropping the hammer and getting faster. But I think Jesse Powers got the hard charger award. He started 21st and finished 6th, so it was good on him. But yeah, hopefully next time just get a better. I get a better race myself. I think the race was awesome for the fans, but me and the number 20 car. Hopefully next time we can get a little better run.
Yeah, we're going to do a bit better on the admin side of things as well. We understand a lot of you drivers aren't happy, and rightfully so. It didn't go exactly as planned, and I myself apologize behalf as well. But you guys did the best with what you had, and I really don't think you could have been on a better show. And also, it is the hard chargers, whoever makes up the most spots from their starting position with the least amount of incidents. So we got to look at the incident report first before we give out any money. But nonetheless, great job, Anthony, and we hope to see you again.
Yeah, thank you. I gotta thank MJS Concrete, TSC Construction. They helped me on my real car, so I put it on my as you guys can see, I have my paint scheme here on iRacing, so I got my sponsors on there, and just thanks at New Smyrna and everyone put on this.
All right.
Thank you, Anthony. We appreciate you, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
That's Anthony Sergi, and I believe Ryan has caught up with second place finisher Ryan Borgs. Ryan Borgs, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Well, Ryan, that was a great run. You pretty much ran second the entire time, so good qualifying effort turns into a good race for you. What did you need to get by the other Ryan there?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I was really just kind of following him the whole race. I think he led every single lap. I mean, he was very consistent the whole. I don't think I was like that far off of him, but just maybe a skosh here and there. Maybe just not hitting the line right, not cutting the corner as well as he was. I really couldn't tell you, but it was close. Over, I think the longest run we had, I was starting to equal out with him and reel him back in a skosh, but he really had me on the restarts and the short runs. It's hard on here especially if you're running a single screen to really time the restarts well when you're on the outside, and that was kind of where I was struggling the whole race. And once he jumped out to about 4 or 5 tenths, I just couldn't really reel him back in. But I mean, we ran a good pace all race, so something to be proud of.
Yeah, it looked like even throughout the field, it was just hard to pass. And to be honest with you, that is a true to life characteristic at the New Smyrna Speedway. Sometimes if they get strung out, it can be tough to pass. And I mean, you were right there the whole race. So you had a good car, you had good lap times, you were able to stay with Ryan Matthews. But all in all, a great effort for your team today. Go ahead and give some love to your sponsors, give some shout outs, if you will.
Yeah, so obviously I'm not one of the actual New Smyrna drivers, so any of the fans out there, if you're wondering who I was, yeah, I'm just mainly on iRacing. I race up in the Northeast. I race champ karts. Just got to thank RPM Motorsports and also got to thank the Northern Senior Champ Kart Series for their support. I actually run in that, and we run up in Connecticut, New Hampshire, a lot of people from Mass. So it's a bunch of New England people. I'm usually racing with a bunch of guys from up there, but it's fun to come race against some of these Southern guys and put on a good show.
Yeah, and we appreciate you coming on down here and adding some flavor to the field here today. We had a great mix, drivers of the past, drivers of today, and drivers like yourself from other parts of the country and iRacing. So it's kind of fun to see some different names, and you guys really put a hurting on our regulars today.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry to everyone that was rooting for them, but it was fun. It was obviously the race could have gone a lot worse. It was not looking too good the first 10, 15 laps, but then we got clean and green for a lot of it. So that was good. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that. Something to do when everyone's kind of inside, not really racing in real life. It's fun to get on here, compete, and thank you to New Smyrna for putting it on. You guys at Vidane for broadcasting it. It was fun.
Yeah, we thank you for taking your time out of your day to put on the show for us, man. Congratulations on second place.
Hey, and Ryan, if you can, Ryan Borgs, if you can get with me, please. If you can send me over either your Cash App or your PayPal over on Facebook, I got $30 to head your way.
Sweet, not a bad hour spent.
Not at all. And if you are a Super Speedway fan, let me know that in the messages as well. But good job tonight, Ryan. Great run.
Thank you.
All right, that was Ryan Borgs, and I believe our man Ryan Stevens is with the winner now. Just dominated 100 laps. Ryan Matthews. Ryan, you do this week and week again on iRacing. You go out, you burn some bridges in the legends, and you're like, hey, I'm going to come to New Smyrna and do the same dang thing. You did it. Ryan Stevens, go ahead and interview this man. He's not used to losing.
Well, he certainly didn't lose tonight. Ryan Matthews, congratulations on your win. I believe you did lead the entire thing. How were you able to do that?
Yeah, I was expecting it to go a lot cleaner the first 20, 25 laps. So my whole plan was just stay out front and keep the tires as cool as possible, get a good straight drive off on exit, and keep that right rear cool. But we kept on getting caution after caution, so that plan didn't really go to work. But after about lap 25 or so, we got a good 30 lap run, I'd say, and just tried. I was watching my relative box and looking out my mirror since I don't have a spotter, and just making sure Ryan wasn't closing in on me. I wanted to keep like a good 5 car lengths at least on him, just in case lap cars like mess me up or something. Then it would give him a shot. But I just try to keep a steady pace out in front of him. And the last few cautions, I think we had 2 green white checkers. I just try to set up my restarts a little different and go a little different each time, so he wouldn't be able to figure out or like plan ahead when I was going and get a good start, and then stick on my outside into 1 and 2 and clear me down the back stretch. So it all worked out in the end. Led all the laps and super excited.
Yeah, your restarts were incredible all race long, and me and Wes were kind of talking, setting up the finish, and we're like, he's going to have to get another good restart because these guys aren't going to be afraid to lay the bumper to you if they have to, and you never gave them that opportunity. So you nailed the restarts, you nailed the racing, and you beat a lot of people that have a lot of real life laps around the speedway. So great job, just a great race, perfect race for you, if you will.
Thank you. Yeah, like Wes said, I do a lot of legend car racing up in Virginia. We won like half the races we ran, so that was pretty awesome. But I've never been down here. Definitely a place that I want to check out sooner than later. My dad used to come down here a few times. He still has his 2010 World Series shirt, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, now we're gonna have to get you in one of these cars. Maybe get you down here for a World Series. That event is a lot of fun. So if you ever find yourself down here, get yourself in a car and come have some fun, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Ryan, I will need you to do the same thing for me since you are the winner. I need you to message me on Facebook, your PayPal, your Cash App, whatever it may be. I got $50 waiting for you, brother.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I just got to thank Carbon Racing Solutions, my dad at S&M Auto Service, my mom, Leduc Matthews Racing, and thank y'all and New Smyrna for putting on the show.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is your winner, Ryan Matthews. As he goes on to celebrate, we actually brought Anthony Sergi down here one more time. Anthony, he left something out that's very key. Anthony, go ahead and take the mic.
Oh, yeah, boy. I forgot. With this whole coronavirus going around, my sister actually graduated college for nursing, so I just want to congratulate her and put a word out that she graduated and kind of give her the recognition that she's not going to be able to get because of this whole coronavirus, and hopefully have a good life and do a lot of stuff in nursing, which I honestly could not do. I hate blood and stuff like that.
Well, now she's going to get thrown right into the front lines, all this thing. So congratulations to her, and hopefully she ends up having a great career and can help us get on through this.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you guys for letting me do that.
Thank you, Anthony.
All right, guys. So, all right. I don't think there's such thing of having a race without drama, without upset drivers, without happy drivers, of course. There's always going to be someone that's upset leaving the racetrack, but there's always going to be someone leaving with a trophy and a smile.
Yep, and Wes, it's short track racing. It doesn't matter if it's real life or in the virtual world. There were some tempers flaring, but you know what? I think we ended up having a great race, and my final thought on this whole thing, great day to have the name Ryan.
Yeah, you're right, and Paul is going to wrap us up here. But before that, Ryan, give a shout out again to all of our sponsors that we were able to be on our side at the real track and the virtual.
Yeah, I want to thank the sponsors that put the money up. Again, this all came together basically this morning, Wes. They had you running around like crazy. So big thank you to Whitley HD Truck Parts and Service for $50 to the winner. Mocha Missile Racing, $30 to second. Powers Motorsports, $30 to third. Wes, you put up $50 with Rowdy's Dipping Services for the Clean Driver Award, which we'll announce here when we get that figured out. The Hard Charger Award brought to you by Super Spray Pressure Wash and Edgewater Screen. Also, a shout out to AWS Roofing. That's Jesse Powers' company there. And of course, we want to thank you fans for tuning in today on behalf of New Smyrna Speedway. We hope you enjoyed the racing, and just know that we're looking forward to seeing you soon at the big track in real life. We'll be evaluating everything on a daily basis just as soon as the stay-at-home orders are lifted. We're going to do everything we can to get back to racing ASAP. So please stay safe and do your part to be safe so that we can get things back to normal. We'd like to thank Dustin's Barbecue, as they're still open for takeout 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. We'd like to thank Persimmon Hollow, noon to 8 p.m. for takeout there. Skipsboots.com and Miller Lite as some of our track sponsors that wanted to be involved with the virtual race today. So big thank you to all of our participants. Whether you had a good race or a bad race, we appreciate your time and your efforts put into this. Vidane TV, thank you guys for reaching out to us and wanting to do this. I know it was a lot of work for, basically for free. Hopefully you guys had a great time with it and gained some fans, gained some racers, and I look forward to possibly doing this again in the future.
Yes, man, I had a lot of fun calling it. We're going to hopefully do this in the future, be able to partner up with the track and do this. I feel like there's a lot of great feedback from the fans. Put on some different events, different cars, enduros, demo derbies, just something for the fans to watch and laugh and enjoy and be entertained. And same thing with the drivers and just have fun. That's what this is all about. We're trying to get through this time, this pandemic. We're just trying to all get through it together, get out in one piece, come out on the other end, excited to get back to the racetrack. So, Paul, go ahead and wrap us up here.
Man, oh man, great afternoon of racing here, and we are not done yet. We just wrapped up the New Smyrna Esports 100. Congratulations to Ryan Matthews for burning down those tires, leading it from flag to flag. Awesome race here this weekend. The fans seem to really enjoy it. Man, we got the Vidane Racing race tonight. Two races left in the season. Who's going to get that championship belt? Is it going to be Jarrett Bulliard? Is it going to be Rowdy Wesley Ho? You can find out. 2 races left. That race is going to be on Full Throttle TV. You'll be able to search for them on YouTube or check it out on the Vidane Racing Facebook page. We'll be able to link it up there and check that action out. And you know what? We move on into tomorrow. Triple header here on Vidane TV. Noontime, we're going to be going after the Carter's iRacing series. Just signed that deal last night. You saw those guys on Vidane TV this afternoon, putting on a great little road race there in the Miatas. That was fun to call, fun to watch. And right after that, we're going to be sliding right into the Hudson Valley iRacers Leagues. They're going to be on at 1 o'clock. And then tomorrow night, prime time, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern, the East Coast Winter League. Those guys run by Dylan Kopech. You saw him try and qualify for this afternoon's race. Didn't make the big feature, but those guys are going to be running SK Modifieds at Stafford Motor Speedway tomorrow. So jam-packed schedule here at Vidane TV. We're not done yet. We're going to, I know myself, I'm going to head on down to the virtual Last Lap Saloon because this guy needs a beverage after pushing all those buttons. But thank you guys so much for coming out. Everybody from New Smyrna Speedway, all the sponsors that sponsored the race, that sponsored the track. We hope this broadcast made it to you guys in good health, but you know what? If it didn't, we hope you get a speedy recovery. Tough times right now for everybody all the way across the world. Hopefully we can get back to the real racetrack soon, but in the meantime, be sure to keep it tuned to the Vidane TV on YouTube, Vidane Racing on Facebook, and also check out the replay, as it were, on the New Smyrna Facebook page. But for myself, I am Showtime Paul Strickland Jr., my partner Rowdy Wesley Hogue, and Ryan and everybody from the racetrack down at New Smyrna Speedway in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Thank you guys for coming out. We're going to wrap everything up. We're going to pack the production truck up for tonight, come back out tomorrow afternoon, and when we do, you're going to be able to see it live as we do it live here on Vidane TV. Thank you so much for coming out. Have a great afternoon.